Welcome everybody to day 4 of ASL Season 13. We'll be starting momentarily, but of course, we've got our interviews with our Group D players.
And yes, the music is really blasting on my ears. Here is the caster. We're once again back to ASL Season 13 Round of 24 Group D. And she is Lee Hyun-kyung, caster. So we have seen the other 3 groups last week. We have seen Rain made it into round of 16, Bisu made it into round of 16, Light and other players as well. But here are also nice players in this group D as well. That is going to be Snow, GGaemo, Royal, and Geumchi. First of all, we'll be talking with Snow. A lot of people are expecting that you have been showing great games from last season. And how do you think about this season and how well are you going to perform tonight? So Snow is saying he doesn't feel that great today. He's not sure how well he's gonna be played. He doesn't like to show how weak he is on a stage, but he feels some pressure that he's having some top players in this group. We also like to talk with GGaemo. How are you? In day 2 of a qualifier, you made it into round of 24. How do you feel? You have other... so there's also a story in day 1 qualifier. GGaemo played against Snow, and Snow knocked him out. And once again, you're gonna be playing against him once again in this group stage. So GGaemo is saying he's not gonna let his guard down. He's just gonna be playing as well as how he was preparing for today's game. And the caster asks, how are you going to play today's game against Snow? So GGaemo is saying when he was playing against Snow on online matches, he didn't feel like Snow is a tough player. But after he lost to Snow in the ASL qualifier, he noticed that Snow was actually hiding his power behind and show how strong he was. So he cannot be letting his guard down. And we're also going to be moving into Royal. How do you feel today? So he's saying something about the previous tournament, previous season. Oh, I think he's talking about the ASTL that he has been winning 7 consecutive wins. So he's saying he feels comfortable on this offline stage. He feels he's at his place, everything feels right. He's gonna be advancing into round of 16 with 2 wins. We also have to talk with Geumchi. How do you feel? How are you? We haven't seen you for a while. What are you going to perform? What are you going to show us today's game? So Geumchi is saying he has prepared a lot since last week. He knows this group is going to be tough for him. Lots of strong players in his group. But he will try his best to make it into round of 16, beating these strong players. Who is your toughest group in this round of 24? So he's saying Royal is playing really well. He's very strong. So he played against Snow as well, some PvP. He lost a lot. And he also watched GGaemo's some online matches like Spampang or Pro League. He's also playing really well. So every player is very strong for him. So one of the questions that is asked to Snow, on your stream, you often say you're gonna lose this game. You're always gonna lose this game. Every time whenever you're playing on ladder or some type of like a normal game or public game. Do you think
첫 번째 경기에서는 안 올 것 같고.
today is also gonna be another day that you're gonna have some tough time?
최종전에서
And
만약에
he says this time is going to be the real one because all the players that he's gonna be playing against in this round of 24 group is going to be very tough for him. So he thinks winning the first game is very important for him.
전혀 심리적인 흔들림이 없는 장윤철 선수예요.
오히려 좋습니다. 저한테 지면 타격이 더 클 것 같고.
So he's saying something about how Snow is being so comfortable beating GGaemo. So GGaemo feels very great about it because he wants to hurt his mentality, taking him down in a game number 1. So he wants to bring him down to losers match.
만약 이 연습 시간이 오직 ASL에만 할애가 된다면, 연습에만 할애가 된다고 한다면
So I think she's reading about the question.
하시는지 질문 주셨습니다.
You have been streaming a lot on Africa platform. I know he usually streams about like 12 hours to 15 hours a day. How high do you think you will be climbing up if you are spending all those 12 hours, 15 hours long for your ASL practice? And he said he's still not sure how much he's going to be climbing up, but the effort will pay him off. So you have been performing such a great game every time on ASL or ASTL. What's your position in this ASL player rank? And he's saying something about he's also putting he's putting a lot of effort into this StarCraft, but he's actually enjoying the game. He's enjoying the game, not caring about the win or loss. So that actually helps him with his mentality, with his mindset. So that helped him a lot with climbing up higher. So one of the question to Geumchi. So talking about the magic, so Geumchi has some type of a story behind, like the signature magic playstyle compared to the other Protoss players. So not sure what exactly he answered. So I think he said something about the situational stuff with the decision making. So Royal is going to be playing against Geumchi in game number 2. So Royal doesn't know how Geumchi actually plays. And since he doesn't know what exactly Geumchi plays, so he has to prepare everything. And if he ever plays something different than the actual standard playstyle, then he might gonna lose his tempo, so he needs to prepare for those. So Snow is also talking about Sharp. Sharp is one of the players who's really good at putting spider mines. His nickname is Mawang, King of Spider Mines. He always put those weird spider mine location and always trigger those spider mines and get all those benefit from theirs. So not sure about what the story was. And any last word before we go into the game? Even though the group is going to be very tough for him, he will try his best to make it into round of 16. So GGaemo has a plan. He wants to take down Geumchi, even if he gets knocked out. He will try his best to perform really well in this round of 24 and show some great results. So Royal is saying he's feeling confident he will be advancing into round of 16 easily with no pressure. And Geumchi, so it looks like they want to be like a suicide bomb. Like Geumchi also wants to take one of the player, even if he gets knocked out. So he doesn't want to get eliminated with 2 losses. He wants to take one of the players down. So thank you for the interview. We'll be moving into the game number 1 momentarily.
Yep, thank you for the translation scan. I was curious of Gaemo's skill level since he was talking, or it seemed like he was pretty decently confident versus Snow. So I went and looked him up versus Snow on Spawnbong. Since 2021, he is 14-66 versus Snow. So that is
1466.
yeah, so that's like a 17% win rate. So
Well,
apparently Snow is just a killer versus Gaemo.
that is true, but this is best of one of a round of
Yeah.
24. If he has prepared something very sharp, and Snow hasn't prepared for it, maybe he might die. Like we have seen, Action versus who was it? Horang too, Bingsu, and he didn't expect about the spilling into Hydralis bus and something like that, kind of like a shenanigan that Zerg players can do. Snow has to be prepared for it. Maybe he has a great shot for that. Gaemo has a great shot.
Yeah, and we know that there's a lot of aggressive Zerg plays these days. We've seen Beast attempt to pull out 2 aggressive moves, and his group ended up not working versus, was it Shuttle at the end? But we know that Zerg players can have successful all-ins, of course, and of course we're getting a rundown of the race distribution. You can see that all of the superstars, except for Snow, have already made it into the round of 16, so of course he's looking to make sure he makes it in to continue that trend. And then, of course, we've got our second place finisher from Terran with Rush there and Light. And then Hero Queen in Action so far making it in. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty hard group, I think, for Gaemo and Geumchi. But Snow and Royal, I mean, they're kind of the favorites here, right?
Yeah, I think so too, because Geumchi was actually taking a break from a live stream because of some type of like a scandal where he talked something bad about the Korean history. So yeah, he wasn't actually being active. Maybe he was practicing some StarCraft game back then, but I don't know how well he can actually pull out on this round of 24.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Geumchi's playstyle. The only thing that comes to mind was, a couple years ago when people started playing again, he seemed to be like a 2-base or 3-base Arbiter type of player. I remember seeing a lot of games where he was going 2-base Arbiter, specifically on match point. So we'll see what he's going to bring to the table. And as you mentioned, I know he was like a variety streamer for a long time, because one day I was just browsing YouTube and I saw one of the thumbnails, and I'm like, is that Geumchi right there? And it was like a clip of him at like a sports stadium doing some type of fitness stuff. So I'm not sure exactly of his current level. But yeah, this should be an interesting group.
Yes, unfortunately, Gaemo is in tier 4. I think he has shown some great games like in the past season, but I guess his ASL point is not too high enough to get into tier 3, so I guess he's still in tier 4. But Gaemo versus Snow. Yeah, Snow, I'm not sure how exactly Snow is going to be playing. Maybe he might going to be playing something standard and not try to get some type of like all-in cheese. But let's see some Snow stats.
Yep, Snow statistics, and that's a bit of a shocker there to see his worst race or worst matchup to be versus Zerg, because I know for a long time when 973 was popular, I think Snow was like one of the first people to go the mass zealot style, the heavy zealot style with the +2 armor. So for him to only have a 37% win rate there is quite shocking. You can see that his Protoss versus Protoss win rate is extremely high. And really the only person that I think can go toe-to-toe with him in PvP is Rain, because he had, like a 90% win rate versus Protoss. So we'll see if Gaemo can make some type of unorthodox play happen. Our first map should be Eclipse, and there are all types of all-ins that Zergs can go for, but also Protoss has a bunch of all-ins. Mini went for like proxy gates. I don't think Snow is that type of player, but we could see some type of unorthodox play from him too. Of course, we're looking at Gaemo's stats here. 100% win rate for him versus Protoss, but again, this is not a lot of games played for him because he hasn't played in that many ASLs.
Well, shocking to know that his Zerg versus Protoss matchup is 100% win rate. So I guess online statistic information is totally different than offline statistic information, because Whenever players are playing on an offline stage, they have those pressure, like audience are watching you, casters are casting, and you can hear some like the vibration whenever fans are like shouting, even though you're wearing all those type of like a noise cancellation headset. So yeah, the offline stage is going to be a different result. So I'm gonna be giving I feel like GGaemo is gonna be taking down Snow in this game number 1.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that's quite the prediction. We'll see if GGaemo's got what it takes, because of course, first map is Eclipse, a 2-player map, can be hyper aggressive, can be very hard to take a third base as Protoss if you don't have any map control. A lot of games I see on Eclipse, Protoss just gets instantly contained by a ton of Hydras and Lurkers, so we'll see if that's something that GGaemo wants to go for, or if he wants to play a more aggressive play. Looks like our players are ready. Let's get into game 1, guys, of Group D.
이클립스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, in the top right, our Protoss superstar, it is Snow. And in the bottom left, our Zerg player, it is GGaemo. And of course, the first thing I notice is that gamer tag, Hawk Snow, and you're both in that same university team.
Yes, we are. And Snow actually messaged me last night right before I go to bed, and he asked me for some practice game. I guess he's really having some pressure of this round of 24, because normally if he's really confident to like make it into round of 16 and play on a round of 24, he doesn't really ask for that much of a practice, but he actually asked me for practice games. So I guess Snow is somewhat worried about playing against Royal, even if he wins or loses of this game number 1.
Yeah, when we were looking at the player rundown of Group D near the end, I saw in the text that they were talking about Royal's all kill in ASTL. So Royal right now is in tip-top shape, and there's no surprise that Snow would be afraid of somebody like Royal. Now we've got an interesting scout pattern from this probe, avoiding the Overlord. And this time around it's just going to be an overpool, thinking back to the Beast games, like we saw 9-pool every game, but this time a little bit different.
Yeah, the overpool start from GGaemo. I guess he doesn't want to get cannon rush. Like we have seen, I don't know how many times we have seen the photon cannon rush, but one of the memorable game that I can think of the cannon rush would be Mini versus A15. Like Mini has gone for like photon cannon on Eclipse, and A15 was struggling to defend those cannon rush. So I guess yeah, GGaemo doesn't want to get some sort of like a cannon rush by Snow, so he's playing really safe here. Snow is doing the pylon scout into Nexus first, so this is one of the strategy you can do on a 2-player map. With the pylon scout, you figure out whether this is 9-pool, overpool, or 12 hatchery. Then if it's not a 9-pool, you can actually go for pylon into a Nexus first.
Yep, and that's exactly what we see there. Forge follow-up for Snow. Thinking back to previous games we saw in ASL with Beast, where the 9-pool forced multiple cannons from Shuttle, I think just one from Best. So this is going to give Snow a huge economic advantage, getting the Nexus up first, and only 2 Lings so far. I noticed that a lot of Zerg players tend to only build 2 Lings. We'll see if he ends up going into 4 or something. I personally like 4, because then you can leave these 2 out on the map and have 2 on hold position and deny vision into the main. But instead, Probe is just going to follow this drone and see if he's going to take that 3rd hatch.
I like the idea of GGaemo like pushing Snow's probe outside of his main base, and he actually started the extractor first before the hatchery. Normally, if you want to play something standard, you usually start off with the 3 hatchery into gas, but look how fast the gas is. Snow will be realizing the gas timing, and this is really fast. He needs to survive that probe scout as much as he can to figure out whether this is going to be the Zergling speed or lair tech first, or maybe even Hydra them first. So yeah, he has to be very desperate of saving this probe.
Yep, we see that there is no hydrogen, of course, because that probe is still alive and well. You don't want to tip it off, and we do see that lair just starts at the natural. So for now, the lair is, somewhat hidden, but I'm sure Snow can figure it out. Now back in the main of Snow, I did notice that the gateway has started. He does see the lair now, so everything is pretty much the usual, nothing abnormal.
Yeah, he has seen the lair attack was going up at the natural, so he should be feeling somewhat safe. This is going to be the standard, even though the gas started really fast. I would like to see how fast Snow's Cyberknight score is. Normally, if you're going for the Forge expand, I know that you have to start, you normally, or like 90% of the game, you usually start your second gas before the Stargate, but I do not see the Stargate, yeah, there's a Stargate going up, but still no second gas for Snow yet. Oh, there it is, so there's a second gas right now starting. So there's a somewhat differences of the second gas timing, whether if you start off with the Forge expand or the Gateway expand. So normally if you start off with the cannon, you want to rush for your second gas.
Yeah, this is a little bit more economical than older VODs that I've seen of openers like this, so a little bit more mineral income for Snow. First Zealot has moved across the map, just out of vision of the Overlord, of course, to force more Lings, or at least GGaemo be aware that a Zealot is out on the map. Spire is about 50% done, and the Zealot does turn around now. Just gonna complete that wall. Now I see the Forge is spinning, but Cybernetics not spinning, and that Citadel is pretty darn fast.
Yeah, that not sure why Snow is not getting the +1 Corsair weapon, but judging by how fast the Spire attack is compared to the Stargate timing, I think GGaemo will not lose. Maybe he might gonna lose one of the Overlord if Snow ever hunts the Overlord instead of scouting how fast the second gas of a GGaemo's second gas, or fast the Hydrodan is. So yeah, the priority of this first Corsair out on the map is you have to get the information, whether Zerg is putting down the second gas or third gas super duper fast. But we see Snow will be checking the gas. Yeah, he sees the gas, no Hydrodan. He should be realizing this is going to be the Mira Scourge follow-up.
Yep, and the Spire is already done, so Corsair not going to get any Overlord kills. Couple Zealots moving out into the map. It's just 4 though. +1 should be at least a minute away, so these are not very dangerous Zealots. Now there is no wall there, but it's only 8 Lings. Nice probe pull to block that up, and that means that the Lings are not going to be able to get in and do any damage. Now he does find a straggler Overlord, but Scourge are going to try, and yeah, they do save that Overlord. And meanwhile, I think Sunken is set up at the third base, so there's no way these Zealots are going to do anything.
And these 4 Zealot already has a +1 attack weapon at the 6 minute and 38 seconds, so no wonder why GGaemo actually backed off with his Zergling, because the +1 attack of the Zealot's really strong. 2 shot, 1 kill every single Zergling. Not a good trade for GGaemo so far, but if he saves those Zergling as much as he can, that is going to be very great for GGaemo, but he will be losing all those Zergling. But okay, here's the Adun that's coming.
Here goes that DT, and he's just going to walk right by. Still in Sunken range, though. Takes a lot of damage, but gets 3 kills. The Muta gets 4 kills. The Mutas were over at the third base, so it does allow this DT to swipe a few drones. And there's a lot of lost mining time just from pulling the drones. And Snow behind this, he is someone that really manages his probe count well, and he's already swelling up that gateway count. It's up to 4, but he has absolutely no Zealots right now, so he's not going to be able to put any more pressure on.
Yeah, after losing those 4 drones for GGaemo, I don't think GGaemo can go for heavy Mira Scourge after this. He has about, the magic number of the Mira count is 5 to snipe every single probe, so he has those numbers to go for the harassment. But Snow also prepared for those, putting down every single cannon at each base. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a great idea to go for heavy Mira Scourge for GGaemo, so he has to switch over to Hydra play, and he's already setting up the third gas. So normally you don't go the third gas this fast, but maybe he's planning for something else.
I'm really liking GGaemo's position right now. Sure, he lost 4 drones, but he did kill 4 Zealots, and he knows that there's no way Snow could get onto the map again anytime soon. So he's powering like a madman. He's got 6 hatches, he's got his evolution chamber, he's got his first Hydras out. He didn't overbuild Lings either, so I'm really liking where he is right now. But meanwhile, Snow, no slouch. That's going to be 8 gates for him. I did notice there's still no speed on his Zealots unless they just kicked in right now. So he's really ramping up his gateway production and saving until the last moment to build that speed upgrade.
Yeah, lots of Hydralisks are coming out. Third gas already went out for Geumchi. Maybe Geumchi wants to get that third gas super duper fast for the lurker switches immediately after getting some couple of Hydralisks. But still not seeing much of an intention by Geumchi yet. He doesn't have the overlord speed yet, but yeah, this game is just gonna be going on a slow pace, I guess.
Another DT being sent out onto the map, and the Overlord instantly sees it in the center of the map. So he knows that it is out there. He's going to be cognizant to keep track of his bases, make sure that none of the drones get sniped by one of those DTs. Back in Snow's base, because he got +1 weapon so fast, I was curious if he had a second forge, but I didn't see one there. So +1 armor should be done now. And we may have a 1-1 timing momentarily. Robo completing 2, which means the Goon Flood should be coming out pretty soon, but I haven't seen one just yet.
So I guess I was right about this lurker switches immediately, because whenever you're playing a Hydralisk playstyle, your third cast usually go up whenever you start your lurker upgrade. So I guess, judging by how fast the lurker upgrade was, I have a feeling Geumchi did not get the range upgrade. So he got the Hydralisk speed into lurker upgrade into maybe the range follow-up. So this lurker timing is half minute, or I should say like 2 minutes faster than the usual timing. So Snow doesn't have much of a army to break this lurker contain.
Yeah, Snow's army is really not great versus this. There's only 2 goons. He has been banking energy on his Templars. We don't see an observer out just yet. And these Zealots, where can they attack? Definitely not the natural. There's Sunkens and tons of Hydras. You can see like a Zealot just instantly died before even getting a hit off onto the Hydralisk. And range is not even done, okay? Snow's going to try and move out, but this is 3 lurkers with a lot of Hydra support, even 4 or 5 lurkers. He does manage to pick off 2 of the lurkers, but nice dodge right there on the Storm. Gets the Overlord, or gets the Observer, I mean, and that means that this push out is going to be denied.
That is a fantastic Storm dodge earlier. Unfortunately, he will be losing those 5 middleists, picking up some Corsair there. But this lurker contain is going to be slowly getting stronger and stronger. And ooh, look at that offensive 4th gas. No one has done this expansion in Zerg vs Protoss in my like so far I've seen him in the ZVP game. So yeah, Snow is just going to be constantly checking whether Geumchi is taking the 10 o'clock, the 4th expansion or whatnot. But those Zealot keeps rotating and figure out whether there's an expansion or whatnot, and he does not see. He might feel this game is like 50-50, but once that 4th base start running, he's gonna be having those huge gas flood and having more lurkers in the future.
Yeah, and how does Protoss get out? Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like, he's got to kill that gate, man. There's no way he's going to be able to come out one at a time into this Hydra Lurker contain. That's going to give him a lot of area to actually waltz out into the map now. But these Zealots on the left side really haven't done anything, and he sniped another Observer, and this just buys Geumchi more and more time for critical mass Hydras and Lurkers.
Yeah, those rotation of those Zealot, like one group of Zealot now all cleared. So there's literally no plan for Snow, I would say, because he doesn't have his 3rd base. He doesn't have his Reaver nor like a speed shuttle to go for like some sort of like a storm draw whatsoever. And this lurker contain is the only thing that he has to break through. And one of the Observer will fall once again.
Yeah, he loses the Observer and he lost a Storm. Now that was an amazing Storm, hits a lot of the Hydras, but the problem is he needs to hit these Lurkers because they are just a nuisance versus Zealots. And look at them, there's like 8 or 9 set up. He's got more morphing and almost a supply lead now for Geumchi. Snow's really feeling the pressure. He snipes the Observer again and he dodges another Storm.
Wow, I'm gonna be shocked if Snow gets eliminated in this round of 24. Because maybe because I'm trying to be somewhat biased because we are in the same team, but I mean, whenever you look at this group, he's one of the strongest player, and he's a tier 1 player. Getting knocked out of this round of 24, that's pretty much shocking.
Yeah, and especially since all the Protoss players so far have played so well, it would be very, very surprising to see him knocked out. But GGaemo's bringing it to him, man. And those goons, I mean, you don't want the Zealots to run into the Lurkers, but when you just have pure Hydra versus pure Goon, the Hydras are going to win. Plus 2 Power Spike has kicked in, but it's still even supply, 120 versus 120. More blue Zerg streaming across the map. There's no Zealots left, and the Lurker contain has not been busted. I don't see any Templars behind it either.
And +2 is finally done for GGaemo, so GGaemo is finally matching up the Protoss Armor 2 upgrade with his +2 the range attack upgrade. So this is going to be cancelling out all those upgrades. So Snow, somehow he needs to break before these 4 gas mass lurker start gonna be containing him harder and harder. He has those 1400 mineral flooding. He has to do something about this. He has to spend his money somehow. He has to break it maybe to the bottom side, but
I think this is his moment. There's a lot of Lurkers morphing. There's a lot of Hydras clumped up too. Those are fantastic storms, and now finally maybe Snow can get out of this contain. There's 3 Zealots in the main of GGaemo, drawing a lot of attention, but the Lurkers are still holding strong. The Hydras are holding strong. There's nothing in that shuttle. There's no Reaver. He even loaded up a probe. That's how desperate he is. I don't think he found out about bottom right, because he's going there to try and try and send a probe over there and expand, but he's going to be met with an already taken base.
He's gonna be very shocking. Oh, you took that base. He's gonna be feeling much more pressure. He has to be very desperate. He's gonna be ignoring all those lurker containment. Is he gonna be? No, he's not gonna be ignoring those lurker contain. I guess GGaemo fell into that bait. Like the shuttle doesn't have, he loaded up the probe, not the High Templar. He's thinking about the storm drop whatsoever. So
well, maybe it's a Templar because he's looking at the shuttle. No, it is not. And actually, Snow got out in the nick of time, because when the 17-minute mark comes around, that's pretty much when bases are mined out. You can see the main, it's already basically gone for Snow, so he had to get out right now. Otherwise, he was going to starve, and now he's going to take his 3rd base just in the nick of time.
Oh, now there is a 4. Okay, he does have 1 Zealot loaded up somehow. But the 4 gas Zerg is going to be slowly scaring him more and more, because those gas will be converted into mass lurker momentarily. But I guess here's a fight once again. 2 lurkers only. Nice storm dodge.
Well, GGaemo needs to regroup and come up with a different plan, because now there's a 30 or almost 20 supply lead for Snow. He's transferring to his 3rd base. He's going to have a lot of income coming in, and these Hydras are now bleeding off, and Snow has all of a sudden, with that simple 3 Zealot counterattack, brought himself back into the game. Sure, he needs to double expand, because like I said, 17-minute mark, you're basically mined out. He's literally only long distance mining right now.
Yeah, long distance mining, and GGaemo definitely knows about it. Okay, there was a single Dark Templar sharking around at the bottom right side, but GGaemo has some Scourge at the 12 o'clock side, knowing that the Nexus is not completed. But yeah, GGaemo's tempo somewhat got slowed down for some reason. Maybe he lost a couple of drones at the main base with the Zealot drop earlier. And these Hydraless pressure is definitely fantastic. Dodging nice storm at the bottom side. Okay.
But DT is doing work, getting a ton of free hits in. But of course, because Snow is broke and long distance mining, this is his only army right now. But that DT has gotten off so much damage. He's hit like 10 Hydras. There's so many hits, and just barely 3 goons and a single DT is going to hold off this attack. But GGaemo has finally taken supply lead.
I think GGaemo can just take out all those gas from his main base, or maybe 3rd gas, so try to get all those mineral boosts for real quick, because he's having those gas flood, but he can't really do, like, squeeze all of his mineral for more Hydraless. He needs more Hydraless to pressure Snow as much as he can. He doesn't really need gas right now.
Yeah, he doesn't. He needs to just get a consolidated army, and that's one way to have a snowball effect as he picks off 2 Templars. He's still got a 7 supply lead. I noticed there's not a single observer here. There's not a single cannon. Okay, there is 2 observers sitting outside there. But 2 goons and 2 Archons are not going to save you.
That is too many of Hydraless for Snow to defend. Maybe Snow has made too many probes before adding lots of gateway. Yes, I don't think Snow can hold off.
the scan prediction coming in clutch right there. And GGaemo's hype, he took him down. He took down one of the absolute best Protoss players. And with Snow in the losers bracket, all of a sudden, this group got really, really interesting.
Yeah, I guess Snow's offline PVZ record is not his online performance against GGaemo, like in 2021, like how you were saying, he has a 83% win rate. It doesn't matter on an offline stage because you have that pressure, and this is the best of one series, and you know those triangle shape of the race advantage. Protoss is always going to be having the disadvantage against the Zerg, and yeah, Snow is going to be having the pressure because if he doesn't play well on a losers match, he's getting eliminated in the round of 24 in this ASL Season 13.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head with the probe count because Snow is somebody that I watch quite closely, and generally he's really on top of his probes, stopping around at like 45 and just powering really hard on 2 bases. But because of how many probes we saw mining long distance and how fast he mined out his main, I kind of agree. I think he built way too many. But that's going to wrap up Game 1. We're going to go into Game 2 in just a second. Don't go anywhere, guys. We are moments away from getting into Game 2 of Group D. It's going to be a TVP this time. Oh, I forgot. We've got our ASL event.
Of course, we are also have to talk about this ASL event. So before we go into game number 2 of this ASL Season 13, round of 24 Group D, game number 2, we have the ASL Season 13 event. Ask ASL, go to ASL mainstream platform, ask a question there to the player who you like to, and if your comment gets selected, you get the ASL mini humidifier, and there's also the winner's prediction. If you get the winner's prediction correct, you're also going to be receiving the ASL mini humidifier as well. 2 players are waiting for the game number 2. That is going to be Royal and Geumchi on Eclipse.
Yep, so I underestimated GGaemo in the first game, so now I'm very excited to see if Geumchi can put on a show like we just saw from GGaemo. But he's going to have another difficult opponent going up versus Royal, who even though Royal is tier 2 compared to tier 1 of Snow, people could say that Royal might be better than Snow right now because he's absolutely killing it. Do not be fooled by these statistics where it just says 22% win rate versus Protoss or 22% win rate versus Terran, because if you watch this guy's stream, he's killing everybody, and he can do it offline too, because in the finals of ASTL, he 4-0'd the opposing team, so he's really, really hot right now.
Yeah, that is shockingly low. His TVP win rate is only 22.2% win rate. But if I try to remember Royal's game on an ASL, he got eliminated in round of 16 or round of 24 back then, before he was starting to become such a strong player, like against Mini. And yeah, unfortunately from last season he also had to play against Mini best of 5 in a quarterfinal. 3-0 there, so probably those losses against Mini probably hurt him his TVP record a lot. So we are also looking at this Geumchi's information.
Yep, and you can see that his statistics are pretty darn decent, but again, Geumchi hasn't been in ASL for quite a while because he was doing other things outside of StarCraft. So I think you should take those stats with a grain of salt. Again, it is going to be Eclipse, though, and I know for a fact that Artosis loves this map for TVP. What do you think about TVP on Eclipse?
Well, whenever you're playing on an Eclipse, I just let my things down. Like, yeah, take my gas, harass my SCV. Yeah, take it. I'll give you everything, and I'll just follow it from there. So of course, Eclipse as Terran player, Royal's probably not going to be happy about playing on an Eclipse, but we know how strong Royal is. I want to see how well he's going to be overcome on that Eclipse map.
Yep, and players are ready, so we're going to start up game 2. It's going to be Royal versus Geumchi.
이클립스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, in the bottom left, our Terran player, it is Royal. And then in the top right are Teal, Protoss, it is Geumchi. Now again, as I've stated before, haven't seen Geumchi play in a while. I'm assuming that he's going to gas steal or do some type of shenanigans. Do you think he's going to go for that? Is he somebody that opts for that? There are some Protoss players that just play standard on this map.
Well, Geumchi, I know he had been playing lots of PvT online practice games, like the spawn matches against Light and Rush. So yeah, Geumchi probably have prepared a lot for this round of 24 game number 1 on the Nicolas. But we see Pylon is going down at the main base. Pylon Scout, once again, just like the last game we have seen for Snow versus GGaemo. Royal is putting down the depot above the mineral line. Interesting.
And what is even more interesting is an SCV is going out into the center of the map. So he may be thinking that, okay, I'm the better player here. Geumchi's been gone for a while. Maybe he's going to proxy me. But now he's going way far forward. I don't know what this is. Is this proxy racks? But this is a 2-player map.
Oh, maybe Royal has been starting off Geumchi's playstyle. So he will just put down those barracks, and whenever the barracks start, the barracks just now starts and a gas starts at the same time, Royal will be immediately realized this has to be the gas still before the gateway. And we know Geumchi is not putting on the gateway. He wants to go for the gas steal into some sort of like a Nexus first, like how Ruin was doing it in when was it? Against Light in ASL Season 12. So yeah, I guess he has prepared for that, and he's gonna go for the eBay rush.
Well, this is a complete soul read from Royal here. For those of you Terran players that are looking at this and thinking, yeah, I'm just going to go eBay block a guy the next time I get gas stolen on Eclipse, I have a feeling that this won't work that often on the ladder because you're going to have players just go into a typical gateway expand. But as played, now you can see Geumchi's just now starting his gateway, and his Nexus follow-up plan is really backfiring.
I think he needs to pull like a 4 or 5 probe. I have seen StarCraft 2. I'm not sure you guys are watching StarCraft 2, but I watch it sometimes. Like StarCraft 2 player Maru, he always go for the eBay rush against Protoss, and whenever Protoss getting eBay rush against Terran, they have to pull out 4 or 5 probe to cut off the scouting SCV and also take down the Nexus as soon as possible. And we see Geumchi is doing it right now, but I feel like this is somewhat late. He could have done it as soon as possible, but there's a second eBay rush we're right now seeing.
Yeah, and every second here matters. Generally, it's something like every second is basically 1 mineral. So to have 4 probes off of mining for like 45 seconds, that is massive amounts of damage. And that means that the command center compared to the Nexus timing is going to be pretty much even, and I'm really liking Royal's state of the game going into the mid game.
Well, I wonder if Royal would be doing the same thing if he was playing against Sins, because Sins is one of the players who likes to go for proxy gate all the time, and he likes to put the gateway at the 6 o'clock site instead of the center of the map where Royal was scouting. But I guess he has studied off the Geumchi's playstyle, so he realized he's not going to be doing the proxy gate. So it worked out really, really well with the eBay rush.
Yep, and now I think that's the 4th Marine coming out, and he's going to have perfect defense for this probe and single zealot. He's not going to have to build a bunker instantly either, so everything is going perfect for Royal. He started his factory at a good time relative to Geumchi's cybernetics. I mean, this is fantastic.
Look how Royal is being so confident that he's been picking the bunker as much as he can, because he knows those 4 Marine can handle the first Zealot, and he has seen the second Zealot was not moving out on the map, so he was delaying that bunker as much as he can to get down the second factory before bunker. So this is really, really fast second factory.
Yeah, and with the second factory up, and we saw in Geumchi's main that it was straight robo before range, we may see a successful 2-fact follow-up from Royal. Of course, Reaver or Observer is going to be extremely fast. If he runs by these Zealots, I would be shocked. But I've seen it. I've experienced it on the ladder where they are successful with a run-by. Goon is on move command through the center of the map, and that means that this SCV should be able to scout the main.
Well, we see Geumchi was not getting the gun range upgrade earlier, so we know Geumchi is not planning on going for observatory build, and scouting SCP will be seeing everything. Okay, there's a range upgrade on the way, but we do not see. Oh, there's a robotic support base, so he's making the shuttle.
Yep, support pay going down. Range pretty much just started for Geumchi. And Goon is going to clean up this SCV, but nicely done. Really, really good scout right there. He did miss the shuttle coming out, but not. Oh, whoa. 3-fact follow-up?
Well, that's a spicy one. He's making a tank one at a time. What is this going to be? eBay. Okay, so 3 factory into eBay follow-up by Royal. One of the Vulture will be sneaking out.
Yep, and the Vulture is going to intercept the shuttle. Now, this is an interesting move. The shuttle gets spotted, and there's no Reaver, obviously, but Terran doesn't. Whoa, he's sending all of his units back. I thought he was going to try an elevator in the main, but that's not going to be the case.
Well, I guess he wants to scout Royal's main base with the first shuttle. He realized there are already 3 factory completed at 6 minutes 22 seconds. This is disgusting. Look at the supply count, 51 versus 56.
Yeah, he's got 4 Marines too, which is a decent chunk of DPS. There's only a single tank though, so if it gets picked off, I mean, this push is going to be pretty much completely denied. Nice pylon wall at the natural too, so it's really imperative that Protoss knocks down this tank. Oh no, he ate a mine!
Well, he shouldn't be eating up the mine because the pressure is already on the map, and we see, I guess Geumchi is having so much of pressure. Normally, you have to start your 3rd expansion before the Reaver comes out, but we see Geumchi is so desperate, putting down 4 gateway total. First Reaver is out, about to shoot a scare. There's one scare will be connected to the Marine.
Yeah, and Geumchi is really reacting to this seriously because he put down 4 gateways, and that's going to deny his third base for a long time. Obviously, the Reaver's going to catch the remaining Marines here. Well, maybe. Okay, there we go. He does connect there. But Royal with the 3 factories, he's starting to ramp up that tank count. He didn't lose the tank either. Now he's got double add-on, and he really only lost a couple vultures and the Marines, so he's in a fantastic spot. However, that shuttle has gone unspotted through the center of the map. You can see that mines are in position to end turrets too, though, so I don't think this should deal that much damage.
Yeah, the first Reaver is incoming, and still no third expansion for Geumchi. I mean, as Geumchi's perspective, he cannot be expecting of this 3 tank pressure once again, because he showed his first Reaver out on the map, and now he's diving in one of the shuttle in there.
Oh my God.
Yes, unload. They're okay. He unloaded.
He
unloaded. That's
but
scary.
Royal, yeah, and Royal's not paying attention. Okay, now he transfers his SCVs, but like you said, Geumchi was not. No, the Reaver's out in front. Okay, luckily it doesn't get. Okay, it does die pretty darn quickly. However, okay, reinforcements for Royal. I thought that was all he had with this attack, but 2 more tanks, 5 more vultures coming in. And the goons do not trigger the mine, so they may be able to pop this one tank. He takes down one of them. Can he take down the second one? And if he can take down this, all of a sudden, Royal's just mining on his natural because that Reaver's still alive.
Well, this is the high ground gun. Royal is still struggling to defend. Okay, he finally defended that one Reaver with 1 gun harassment, but just by looking at the supply count, and I don't know whether he has the armory or whatnot. I don't see the armory at the natural, so there must be the armory at the main base or whatnot. But here's finally the Nexus is going up.
Yeah, third Nexus going up for Geumchi. You can see that Royal's only mining 2 on gas, and he had just 1 on gas at his natural. He's not floating any gas, so it was still fine. But something to keep in mind, if we go into the mid game, he may be lacking gas. Since I think he only has 1 main. Another big hit with that single mine connecting onto 2 Dragoons. But Geumchi with a 10 supply lead, I'm liking his spot as long as he doesn't lose these goons.
Yeah, those goons needs to be very careful not stepping on those spider mines. And one of the observer will be scouting Royal's main base. He needs to realize whether there's an armory up or adding more factory at the main base or whatnot. And yeah, Royal is just gonna be playing safe, and yeah, there's a first collider. Collider is eyed on the map. Starport is going up, so that's a sign for Royal that he's gonna be turtling up from now on.
Yeah, and also means about 50% done on the upgrade. We can see Geumchi going into 6 gate. Citadel is about halfway done, so he's not skimping out on units while powering to his Arbiter or Templar tech. Observer still in the main. Looks like it might get picked off now. Oh, no, it's not going to get picked off because I just realized Royal has no academy. So it'll be a while.
I have a quick question to you.
Yeah.
What do you think of this 3 factory starport into 3 CC right now, how Royal is getting? Do you think he can easily take the 3rd expansion?
I'm not sure. Like, he's ramping up his tank count pretty high, and I think he traded pretty decently that I think he can get it, but Geumchi's already on 6 gate that I think that it might be tough, but I don't know. Like, the supplies are so close, I have a feeling that Royal's going to get this up and running. What do you think? Oh, double shuttle with speed.
Yeah, to me, I have played like these type of like a many game scenario where I have like faced this type of like where you you failed your pressure, like 3 tank pressure. If you fail your 3 tank pressure, it's very hard to go for 3 factory into a 3rd CC like how Royal is doing, because Geumchi, he realized the 3rd command center is going up. He immediately added the Nexus here, and he's just gonna be start adding lots of Zella from now on once he has lots of good out on the map and also at the natural. And now here are the 2 Reavers. Okay, he's swapping the units in a different shuttle.
Yeah, so it may be tough to take this base. I mean, if this was me playing this game and I had an unsuccessful 3-fact, 100% I'm never getting the third base because my macro is just obviously not as good. Now here comes Geumchi, but he's going to back off for now. A 30 supply lead for Geumchi, but he finds a hole here, but he's going to lose the shuttle for it.
Well, I like this trade because he can actually draw the attention to the main base. And here's the counter drop by Royal, and Geumchi is not... Okay, he finally responding to it. Okay, he does have a 1 cannon at the main base, so that's definitely great news for Geumchi.
Yeah, these vultures at the natural did a lot of damage, though. Still only a 15 supply lead for Geumchi. But he does have 4 bases now, but like you said, taking out that turret opens up a hole into the main, but you gotta unload your units, and that was the shuttle with the Reaver. That's a huge loss, and now Geumchi's gonna have to back off and give up this third base, and these vultures are still killing probes.
And somehow the vulture did pick up lots of probe, and Royal is slowly moving out with the 130 supply count. He's trying to add up more of a missile turret on the top side, slowly moving towards the top. So losing that 2 Reaver inside of the shuttle is huge, and now here's the 3rd shuttle incoming. This is going to be the storm drop. Roy is not paying attention into it. That's a lot of kills.
That was massive amounts of damage. Supplies were even a moment ago. Now it's 150 to 120, and that was the move that Geumchi needed, since Royal was able to pretty much get his third base up and running pretty easily. Goon's going to get picked off there. We don't see any expansions toward the right side of the map. I think Geumchi should consider starting to expand there now that Royal's starting to consolidate on the left side.
Yeah, Geumchi, I have a feeling he needs to make more probe because he lost a lot of probe by the vulture harassment earlier. And yeah, there's a second armory. I want to see the upgrade get +1 still. Do you remember how Royal was playing back then, like a year ago, where how he always go for +2 attack at 12-minute mark, or he sometimes like get that +2 upgrade at 11-minute mark? But I guess he changed his playstyle recently, and now he's not getting that +2 attack that fast. And Geumchi is about to get maxed here. He's getting those High Templar and the shuttle set up. He might gonna go for the bus momentarily.
Yeah, 180 supply to 135. If he can somehow avoid mines, this could be a successful attack, but I don't know. The tanks are spread out very, very well. I love the racks floating. It soaks up so many of the hits from the Dragoons. Vulture's going to come in here and snipe this probe, so that's going to be a denied 5th base. Now, there is no building floating over here to soak up hits, but I think Royal should be able to deal with this. However, it is almost a maxed out Protoss. Here he comes. It's just 140 for Terran.
Yeah, first storm goes off really, really well. He wants to storm those vultures, but those terrain is not actually helping him a lot. Look how supply just now disappeared for Geumchi. Somehow the supply count is matching with Royal. Everything just disappeared for some reason.
Yeah, Terran in a defensive posture with a lot of mines and with the terrain, you know, helping to body block some of those goons or zealots getting on top of the tanks. I mean, it's just never going to go well for Protoss, and you can see that now the 190 to 150 supply advantage is all of a sudden just 140 to 130, and still the 5th base has been denied. More vultures on the right side of the map. We've got another drop going into the natural, and if it can have success, even just drawing attention over there, you can see Royal's unsieged. He may try and counter or try and attack top left at the same time.
Wow, that photon cannon is out of range to protect those probe line, or the mineral line. And those vultures are pretty much drawing the attention so much. And yeah, Royal is finally having that 2-1 upgrade, so he should be getting the +3 attack momentarily. And Geumchi is struggling here.
Yeah, and I thought that this vulture setup with the mines was going to be comboed with tanks moving to the 4th base. I think Geumchi got a bit lucky there, because you can see he has absolutely no presence on the left side of or even the middle side of the map. Vultures get into the 4th base, kill almost the entire probe line, so again the probe count's going to get reset, but with 4 Nexus he should be able to build it back up quite quickly. More vultures going to try and deny bottom right, but this base is already going to be up and running pretty much. Another mine connection.
Yeah, he does. Geumchi has lots of shuttle, but he's not earning that much of a benefit. I see there's a square building going up at the 8 o'clock site, so Royal is probably preparing for the 4th expansion soon. Yeah, now Royal is trying to set up the 4th expansion by now here, adding the missile turret over there. Shifting all those army to the left side. Geumchi still does not have the 5th expansion. This is a big time trouble for Geumchi. No Stargate. Okay, there's a Stargate.
Yeah, and shuttle play, I mean, Mini makes it work, but once it starts getting to the 20-minute mark, unless you've done a lot of damage with it, it's hard to scale it into the mid and late game, and I think this is going to be a complete failure. This is so many tanks, with also the barracks floating over top to soak up the hits. I mean, look at the standing army that's not in the shuttles. I mean, it's not even that big. Another shuttle into the 4th base or into the 3rd base trying to get some SCV kills. But I think the harassment time is over here. Geumchi just needs to build up a real army. And that storm didn't even connect that well.
Yeah, the second storm pretty much duplicated in the first storm, so he wasn't able to get much of a SCV cut there, SCV harassment there. And Geumchi is finally maxed, but this Geumchi's tempo, he needs to speed up more. He needs to speed up more so Royal can be more busy and defending each side, unsieging and sieging at the same time, and then keep moving back and forth. But Geumchi is just playing in a one-way direction. He's just giving so much of time for Royal. Now he's about to have 180 supply for Royal, having that 4th base running. Geumchi barely running that 5th base. He needs to do something about this.
More and more shuttles. Oh, Fleet Beacon. What? So it's going to be Arbiter followed up by carriers potentially, but I'm looking at the gas. It's like Geumchi's not floating a ton of gas, and of course carriers take a lot, and there's no way he's going to go into 2 Stargates. I think he's going to go up to like 3 or 4, because Terran's going to have 3 too. If they scan and see you're building carriers, you need to ramp it up quite quickly, otherwise Terran's just going to go kill you. And this might be the killing move right here, because he's moving to the 4th base. However, Geumchi sharking around towards the middle of the map, going to be going for a counterattack.
I personally dislike about this carrier switch for Geumchi, because Royal is gonna have that +3 upgrade soon. I think he has the +2 armor upgrade, but he doesn't have the +3. Yeah, he doesn't have the +3 yet, but he will be having that +3 upgrade soon. And +3 Goliath is really strong against those carrier, and yeah, I don't think the carrier switch is definitely a great decision making.
Well, I can tell you what's not going to be a good decision, and that is if Geumchi goes and attacks into this. I mean, this is like 25 tanks. However, they're unsieged, and he does see them moving. Okay,
he
he's back off her now.
He responded a little too late, and what are we seeing? He's making the ghost.
Ghost with lockdown, and there was a time, what was it, like a year ago, where Royal was going ghost quite often. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Ghost. However, they are quite good versus Arbiters and Shuttles, where you can lock them down as they're flying in. But Geumchi, instead of counterattacking, he's just going to try and match the movement. But unfortunately for him, he's late.
Yeah, the Arbiter has 100 energy for stasis field. Putting in some spider mines on the right side. Siege tank. Still not sieged. Okay, he's finally sieging. That terrain is not helping Geumchi here.
I think that this is going to be a successful attack for Geumchi, because a lot of the tanks are stasis and there's not that much support. There's no vultures here. It's just pure tank. Also the Arbiter there, and tons of storms. And that was the fight that Geumchi needed. He still has the 4th Nexus too. However, reinforcements coming in for Royal. He can lock down this Arbiter if he has the energy, or he can just flat out kill it with the Goliath, of course. And Geumchi still has 6 bases versus a Terran that's really only mining on 2 bases right now.
Well, my microphone was actually covering up the bottom right side of the 6th base of where Geumchi has taken. So I didn't know Geumchi had that 6th base already running. So yeah, I mean, Royal failed that attack. His natural is mined out. He does have the 3rd expansion. I don't know how much it has remaining in the minerals, but this is not. That wasn't a great attack by Royal, and oh my god, that command center. He's throwing away that command center away, so that's also one of the bad mistakes right now we're seeing.
Yeah, well, he thought for sure he was going to kill that base, and unfortunately, that's a Nyoken command center right there. It's just out in no man's land, and it's going to get picked off. Now, cannot lose these Zealots and Templars, but all of Royal's units are out of position at bottom middle. There's only like 3 tanks maybe for defense, and that's it. If Goons were here, I think he easily slams his base. He's going to scramble to get into position to deny this. Oh, the Arbiter can't die. It does, though.
Well, I think the trade went. Well, but I think Geumchi made a mistake because he should have been. He's supposed to be defending his bottom right side expansion, but he wasn't actually defending the base, and I'm not sure whether he's still going for the carrier plan or whatnot. But yeah, the game is just not going to be looking great after losing this expansion at the bottom right.
Yeah, all of a sudden, even though Geumchi had 6 bases, he's mined out in his main, mined out in his natural. Third base is going to be close to mined out. He's really only mining on 2 bases, and what looked like an unsuccessful attack moments ago from Royal, he's up 20 supply, so I guess it was better than anticipated. And he's looking to take his top left base, and if Terran gets 5 base versus 5 base, and there's no arbiters, there's no carriers, I think he's done it. Like, he's denied the 4th base now, and now all of a sudden, Geumchi's really only mining on 2 bases.
Yeah, I guess Geumchi didn't really mind that 4th expansion so long, so we can see there's still like healthy the resource that Geumchi can mine from 12 o'clock, but he's not gonna be able to mine that expansion so much because of the siege tanks are right next to his expansion. He's still getting the arbiter, still not seeing the carrier yet.
I don't even know why Royal's camera is there, but he instantly unsieges when a shuttle comes over. And sure, he lost the tanks, but it's just something, like, just to point out, like, these people's APMs is just crazy. Still a 20 supply lead for Royal, and of course, he's here with vultures already trying to deny this base. But that 4th base at top left is still up and running for Geumchi. It has not been denied just yet.
Yeah, this game... I didn't expect this game would be going this long.
Well, I didn't either. I also... This is my personal opinion. If you're going to go Ghost, you've made a decision to not go Vessels. Like, it's so much gas to go Ghost and Vessels, yet somehow Royal has done it. We haven't seen a lockdown yet, right? We only saw 2 Ghosts, so I don't even know if he's continuing to build Ghosts. And now that's not what you want to see. Vulture's getting on top of all the Templars, and he picks off basically all of them. And that's a lot of AoE gone from Protoss's arsenal.
I still want to see Geumchi's main base, whether he's getting the 2nd Stargate up or 3rd Stargate up for carry switches, but the observer is still not showing.
I don't see any big buildings up there, and I flat out don't think he has the money for it. Now, Ghost usage like this, where you can see the Ghost just patrolling around for lockdown, now that's what I like. I really like that type of play. If you're building Ghost for this particular usage, where it's defensive anti-recall play, that's fantastic. However, if they get hallucination, all of a sudden, that game plan goes down the drain. But so far, I haven't seen hallucination yet, and this should be a very, very nice strategic move from Royal. Both players are maxed out now, so I'm sure we're going to collide momentarily.
Yeah, 8 Factory 4 add-ons, so Royal just being a tank man of this game. He's slowly adding this tank bridge to the right side of this next Geumchi's 4th expansion.
Ooh, he's clumping up all of his units. Now, if he sees this, let's watch this Ghost. You know it's going to be moving. Dude, it's right there. You got to lock it down.
Wow, that's a huge recall.
Yeah, that was a massive recall. And the Ghost gets taken out, and there's only 4 tanks there. So this base is going to have to be evacuated. However, Terran's on the high ground, so he is able to reinforce it very, very quickly. Still a 20 supply lead for Terran. Oh, that's a nice stasis. Buys a lot of time.
Well, I guess it's somewhat vulnerable for Royal right now. I mean, the bottom side, the Royal's 4th expansion is so vulnerable at the moment. And yeah, Geumchi should be realizing he can actually hurt that resource expansion right now real quick. But at the same time, since Royal cannot go back home, he decided to move out and try to defend this 4th expansion with the reinforcement. I guess this is going to be the base trade. I wonder how much of a 3rd expansion left over for Royal.
Oh my gosh, that EMP was massive, hits the entire army, and like if Geumchi takes out the 4th base, Royal's down to 1 base mining that's basically mined out. However, this army is so staggeringly huge for Royal, he can just go straight to the main, and this is not Polypoid, this is not other maps where you're building gateways anywhere. Once he gets into the main, that's all the production gone for Geumchi. So this is a real base trade scenario, but the army just looks overwhelmingly huge for Royal right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Royal is gonna win the game, but he's probably not gonna be liking about this the game story of how he won the game, because he had those huge leads for the whole time, and that one big mistake where he fought at the middle, losing all those tanks, just killed him so well.
Watch this. Oh, he still not locking it down. Well, this game is not over, because those vultures that came to try and kill these goons, well, the goons are still alive, and that's a lot of supply to lose in a base trade scenario. You can see that supplies are now basically even for Geumchi. Oh, there's the double lockdown I was waiting for. If he can get up an Arbiter and like stasis or kill that vessel, maybe he can have a good trade. But now Royal realizes, like, hey, I've killed the Nat. I need to go kill off these other bases that have all your resource income. But look at how many units that Geumchi's banked up now.
Yeah, I just saw there were double cybernetic score at Geumchi's main base. So I guess he wanted to go for the carrier switch, but I guess he wasn't able to switch over to carrier. He's finally trying to break out here. The single arbiter. Can he defend the 5 o'clock expansion? I'm not sure about it.
These bases might be knocked out before Geumchi can get into position. There's just so many tanks, and it's now a 30 supply lead for Royal with more vultures reinforcing. I would say, like I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, Geumchi should counterattack. But if he counterattacks, he's not mining anymore. So he's obligated to fight this army, and I just don't think he can kill it. However, the Arbiter has gotten across unknowingly. If he can stasis some of the tanks, maybe he can have a successful fight.
Yeah, he's making the Dark Templar from that 5 o'clock expansion. Dark Templars will be soaking up those spider mine hit, but yeah, this game is just completely messy. Royal is mining the 4th base. Okay, he finally lifted up his command center from the minimap, what I'm seeing.
Yeah, this could be deceptive in supplies, because sure, we see Royals up 20, but Protoss is like not mining, so we don't know how many workers he actually has. We don't know how big the standing army is, but Geumchi has found an opening where there are no mines, but the Arbiter is going to get picked off by the Goliaths. The tanks were unsieged though, but those stasises are not going to help this army get on top of the tanks, and I think this is going to be the last fight. D-Matrix coming in from Royal. However, Zealots connect onto the tanks. I can't even believe it. And the goons may be able to push through, but supplies are plummeting for Geumchi with tanks reinforcing. I think just barely Royal's going to hold on.
Yeah, that sneaky 2 tanks were stuck at over there and pretty much did lots of damage from there. And yeah, Royal, I guess he will be winning the game soon here, because we don't see Geumchi mining the base. He's trying to do something with those 4 gun here still.
Yeah, and Royal actually had even more tanks defending his 4th base, so he was in no threat of losing his entire army. We see Geumchi long distance mining the 4th base, long distance mining the 5th base, and we're going to see GG any moment now. Mines are going to be a nuisance too because of how broke Geumchi is. I don't even know if he can build that many observers.
Yeah, I'm not sure about... Oh my god.
There it is, GG. And Royal just barely going to take game 2, but Geumchi looked pretty darn strong, and I think if we have a rematch, no joke, Geumchi has a shot at taking out somebody like Royal.
Yeah, that was a really, really weird game that we have seen of this ASL round 24. I mean, we have seen Royal being dominated in an ASTL, like 7 consecutive wins. How strong he was, taking down Best, taking down Queen, taking down, I don't know what other players, but yeah, he took down lots of strong players, but spending 35-minute long of this Terran versus Protoss matchup against Geumchi, who hasn't played StarCraft for a long time, and he's right now like the variety talk show, and this is something weird what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so Royal's going to have to be more on his guard in future games, and especially if they have a rematch, because Geumchi really did have a good shot at taking it. But this is going to set up a Terran versus Zerg winners match. It's going to be GGaemo versus Royal. But of course, before we go into that match, this is the Hot 6 commercial, right?
Right.
Yes, we got to go into Hot 6. We got to see Into the Rain knock down one of his typical Hot 6s in like 10 seconds or so. There we go. I knew it.
Yeah,
Well, let me ask you about the game we just saw, that 3 fact.
Wait, what is that on the left side?
Oh, what is it? That's not Hot 6.
That's a different bottle I'm seeing. I gotta go to the convenience store.
It is Hot 6. It's Hot 6 Energy? Vital Energy.
Well, I gotta go to the convenience store and find out those new plastic bottle that are Hot 6.
Yeah, I've never seen this before. So now maybe they're getting into sports drinks. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like
Moving up.
Yeah, move up in Vital.
Vital.
Okay. Have not seen that in the CVS stores just yet. So I'll be on the lookout for that. But in the TVP we just saw, did you like that 3 fact from Royal?
What I liked about it, but it was really weird. He wasn't putting that much of a missile threat. Maybe I guess he had some confidence that with his 3 tank pressure and maybe force Geumchi to pull back those first shuttle reaver back home. But we have seen Geumchi dove into those missile turret and actually unloaded the first gun and then the first reaver at the main base, and that bought a lot of time. And yes, the game somehow just went wrong. Like everything just, the game rhythm just went wrong for Royal there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to think of that 3 fact move or 3 facts play. I can tell you 100% I would never make the one tank move out, because to me, if I just lose my tank, I'm just dead, and I've never had success with vultures versus goons. But you could tell he was highly confident in the move, because he just instantly ran up to the goons and laid mines. I'll have to rewatch the VOD and experiment with on the ladder, but yeah, not too sure what to think of that. But as far as our winners match, you liked GGaemo versus Snow. Do you think, or do you still like GGaemo versus Royal?
I have to say I have to see how strong GGaemo's Mutalisk micro is. I haven't seen GGaemo's Zerg vs Terran matchup for a long time, so I don't know how strong his Muta micro is. But if he can actually like pull out like Queen level or Soulkey level of a Mutalisk micro, I don't know if you guys have watched those Ultimate Battle recently. Soulkey beat Light 8-1 on a total 9 game series, so yeah, Soulkey was on point with his Zerg macro style and the Muta macro as well. So if GGaemo can pull like 60% of Soulkey's level, maybe Royal might gonna lose.
Yeah, I think it is possible if GGaemo has that level of muted control, like you said. And I think I pointed out in the previous ASL cast, yeah, we can see Into the Rain. I guess he's loving it because he, again, just knocked that out so quickly.
So I wonder whether that is going to be the sports drink or or some type of another like a hot 6 drink. But I guess it tastes really nice.
Pastor Park's reaction, it seemed like he just all of a sudden had like a flood of like
Energy up.
yeah, flood of energy or flood of taste just hit him out of nowhere. His reaction was perfect.
Yeah, that was very cute by those casters reacting to those energy drink or maybe the sports drink. But we'll be coming back soon after the commercial break. Stay tuned, guys.
We are back, StarCraft fans. We're going into our winners match, which is going to be GGaemo versus Royal. And again, our winners match map is going to be Metaverse, and this map has already had all types of wild games. And if you are a fan of watching pros on stream, I'm sure you've seen a lot of wild games on their streams on this particular map. Now, I personally haven't played this map, so why don't you tell us a little bit how Metaverse plays, at least in the TVZ matchup?
Well, Metaverse is one of the map somewhat reminds me of an optimizer where you can take the semi-island expansion at 3 o'clock and at 9 o'clock. But the thing is, the first time when the Metaverse map came out, every single Zerg player was pretty much doing those like stacking their drones and jumping over the mineral fields and start expanding from there with the 3 hatchery opening and go for the crazy Zerg all the time. And the map makers got the feedback from Terran players and the Protoss players, and they decided to add the power generator so they cannot take the expansion super duper fast in the early stage. So yeah, that will be changing the game plan for GGaemo as well. So probably GGaemo will play something standard, I suppose.
Well, we'll see how his muta control is, because you were talking about how if he can have some Soul Key or Zero or Soma level S muta play, he may be able to take somebody like Royal down. We already saw him take down Snow, so he's playing really well today. And actually, Royal looked kind of just so-so versus Geumchi, so I think GGaemo does have a good chance here. But again, Royal has been playing really, really well lately. It's going to be so hard to actually eliminate or send him to the loser's bracket. But hey, maybe it's GGaemo's day. And it looks like our players are ready. So let's get into our winners match. It's GGaemo versus Royal.
메타버스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So in the top right in the orange, the one and only Terran player, it is Royal. And in the top left, we have our Zerg player. It is GGaemo. Now, you're anticipating just standard play. When you see spawns like this, does it change any of your strategy?
I am not sure, but I suppose Royal will have some comfortable of taking the third expansion towards the 3 o'clock, because I know it's everyone knows it's a semi-island map, but GGaemo does not have any way of entering his army to the 3 o'clock side unless he kills the neutral temple that has a 5,000 HP and it has 2 of them, so that's total 10k HP. But we see Royal has 150 mineral already.
Yep, this is going to be an 8 racks. An interesting racks placement, because if you put a depot below the racks, that's not laying tight. So a little bit of an interesting placement so far. Again, he's going to send a second SCV down here, and that's going to be a depot. Now I wanted to ask you, is mech viable here? Because I'm just looking at the terrain layout, and it seems like you don't really even have to move as Terran to get basically 4 gases.
I guess mech might be viable, because normally whenever Zerg realizes Terran is doing the mech build, you have to, or there's always a choice, like you can also go for the expansion somewhere like his third expansion right next to his natural. But normally you want to take your expansion somewhat farther from your opponent. But that's an interesting overlord scout by GGaemo here too.
Yeah, he went for the unorthodox scout, and actually, it's going to be an unlucky scout for him, because goodbye Overlord. Marine just going to kill this. Well, he may have shown his Marine too fast, and that Overlord might get away.
Yeah, the drone is also coming. Maybe he might gonna buy some time, like try to hit a Marine, or maybe sneak inside of the main base to figure out whether Royal has the gas or whatnot. Is he gonna go for the gas steal?
He might try and gas steal him. I think that was a big mistake there from from Royal to show the Marines that quickly, because that should have been a dead Overlord. Now it gets away, the drone comes in, sees a full scout, and he knows obviously this is an 8-rack. So everything is going about as well as it possibly could for an 8-racks opener versus, and that is a great drone drill. He even catches the Marine. Goodbye, Marine, and he saves almost all of his drones.
I also have to point out, his third Marine didn't come. His third Marine was sitting at the third expansion over there, and yeah, that third Marine and then the fourth Marine now like at the same time coming here, but it's just not too good.
Yeah, that was good defense from GGaemo. He lost 2 drones, he killed 1 Marine, but also Royal sent 3 SCVs for this. So that's 3 SCVs not mining compared to usually just 2. So I'm really liking GGaemo's position right now. SCV is going to get taken down eventually by that single wing, and there is that depot semi-wall. You can see that it's obviously not tight, but he does have command center follow-up, and that is going to be a somewhat quick gas follow-up.
Yeah, I wonder what GGaemo will be decided to do after this here, but here are the 5 Marines already sending at the natural. Still scouting SCV still alive. I think priority should be getting that SCV as much as possible, but he's not getting it. He knows, he should know he cannot do anything about those 6 Zergling, 5 Zergling pressure right now, but okay, what is that? Okay, that must be the Overlord at the 9 o'clock side. I thought he was moving out to take another expansion at the 7 o'clock or something.
Well, goodbye SCV. And we could see something sneaky like a Hydra Den come down and go for 2 hatchling lurker bust into a wall. It would be, I think, quite strong since we know that this is an eBay follow-up, but not going to be the case because 3rd hatch going down in the main of GGaemo and Academy just now starting for Royal.
Still not gonna be a good game plan for Royal, but just by looking at how much of a Marine count is for GGaemo might gonna have some pressure, and maybe he might gonna be putting down one of the sunken colony. Okay, I thought that was a 1 Creek colony going down, but never mind, that was a Zergling stacking with the egg that looked like the square box there, but it wasn't. And GGaemo is getting the second gas before the Spartak, so I guess he wants to get maybe 7 or 8 middleless ASAP once the Spartak is done.
Yep, Spire is starting now. Academy's done. We're going to have Stim coming in. Of course, 2nd racks coming down. The question for me is how many racks is it going to be for Royal so far? We do see 3, but I think we could see upwards of 4, and it looks like that is going to be the 4th racks coming in. So it's not going to be a fast factory follow-up like I think we saw Light the other day. So this is going to be a ton of Marines and medics coming at GGaemo in just a couple minutes.
Well, here's something that I have to say. GGaemo forgot to put 3 drones on gas and natural. 2 drones were mining, 1 drone didn't get inside of the extractor, so that might start to snowball for GGaemo. Okay, he does get to see some Marine and the 2 medics are finally moving out. Okay, finally having that 3 drone at the natural, so that is definitely important because you need those Vespene gas to make the middleless. And yeah, there's a scouting SCV finally moving out to the bottom right side, so I guess he wants to sneak up, but here's another barracks going up.
Ooh. 5 racks production from Royal, so he's really focusing heavily on getting Marine medic pressure out onto the map. And the SCV, ooh, he takes down a Marine with those lings. I thought the SCV was going to get caught by the lings, but nice control to save it. And again, it's going to be sent out to try and find a hidden base. We see that there is no hidden base, and I think that Scan got a glimpse of the extended creep, so he should know that there's a 3rd hatch in the main.
I'm not liking about this gameplay of GGaemo right now because normally whenever you see eBay first, or he doesn't know whether this is an eBay first, but he should have at least tried going for the 3rd expansion before the middleless production, because these +1 5 racks pressure is going to be definitely so strong, and if he doesn't get that hatchery on time, like not having those larva advantage to hold this 5 barracks production, he might gonna start fall off easily.
Yeah, now Marine medic are out in the center of the map. That means that these mutalists have to be careful, because if he underestimates how much is out in the center of the map and just gets counterattacked. Sunkens, unless there's, you know, tons of them, just aren't going to beat 5 racks Marine Medic with +1. So this game could get wild if mutas are caught out of position. We see the factory has started now. So far, the Mutalists really haven't done much, just taking down 2 turrets and an SCV and a couple Marines or so.
Finally, additional 2 Mutalists merged with his main army, so there are 10 Mutalists so far. We see Hydroden going up. Everything so far standard, but yeah, like how I said, his 3rd expansion hasn't gone off for so long. He's adding something at the natural, that must be the Queen's Nest, but still no 3rd expansion yet. He's squeezing all of his larvae for Zergling production here. We see lots of hearing lots of scan at the main. Sees the Hydroden, 3rd expansion.
Yep, 3rd base finally started at bottom left. The Mutalists still trying to find an opening. There is just so many Marine Medic though. It is just huge. There is only 2 turrets though, so Royal does have to be careful because if Mutalists do sit over your barracks, it could get ugly. Another Muta Snipe coming in. First Hydra's out on the map, so Lurker's going to be coming in shortly, and that was the Queen's Nest. So Hive is going to be coming up. But Royal's aware of how delayed this Queen's Nest is, and it looks like we're going to have another tank push.
Tank pressure, tank build from Royal. And yeah, Royal is not moving out to deny that 3rd expansion and whatnot. I guess he's just expecting lots of Zerglings are standing outside of the map, so he's not going to be taking any risk. Maybe he knows he cannot do anything about this with this first M&M.
Well, the more I'm looking at this map, the more annoying it looks. That ramp coming into your main is so tiny that if Mutalists can find the right angle, you can see they can knock down Marines and Medics left and right. The Muta count is kind of whittling down though, down to 9. It doesn't seem like GGaemo's committed to building more Mutas. He's just transitioning into the typical Lurker Defiler opener. He's got 3 set up at bottom left, so that base is pretty much locked down. No way Marines can bust through there. But the first tank is out, so we may see that push coming out in just a second.
Yeah, that's a lot of Mutalists still sharking around to buy some time, and Royal, I guess he's just waiting until those vessels to be coming out, but Defiler mount is already going up. I think he really needs to move out before vessel. Maybe if he has 2 tanks, he should be moving out with this hundreds of the Marine right now he has with.
Yep, and that's exactly what he's doing. Another Mutalist almost... Oh, is that a tank? He misrallied, and that's devastating. The whole game plan is down the drain if these tanks die. He eliminates one of them, but honestly, just taking down one is enough because one tank doesn't bust down Lurkers or Sunkens that quickly. A dropship came out, and this will be interesting. If he can push the Nat while also dropping the 3rd base or the main... Oh, I'm just looking at the vision of the Overlord at the top side. Look, he has no vision of the very, very top side of the map.
He doesn't have the vision, but he will be sniping once again, sniping the sea snake. But he should be realizing, why do you not have Science Vessel? Because whenever Terran has like 3 tanks, he must be having the first vessel out. But okay, there's a dropship we saw on the minimap, but he didn't. Okay, I guess he saw it on the minimap. So finally, the player cam has gone off to the top side. So he's trying to defend, but Mutalists are dying.
Oh my gosh, he loses every single Mutalist, and that +1 weapon, +1 armor kicking in heavily there. He only lost 1 Marine for like 12 Lings right there, and now he can elevator more Marines into the main. Scourger coming out looking for that dropship, but it's not in position. He's going to get on top of the Hydra Den right now. Lurker is going to die if it gets scanned. It does, and these Marines... Is this it, Scan? Just a single drop going to end the game? Look at the positioning of the Marines behind the spawning pool.
Yeah, those, the building is just pretty much helping to kill those Zergling and drones so easily. I guess Zerg players should be realizing they have to put this spawning pool in a different location. Maybe in the future he should learn the lesson. He should never put the spawning pool there, so Zerglings won't be. Okay, dropship will be sniped by the double scourge.
Yeah, but you can see instantly he stems those Marines and snipes an additional drone. Now, Marines were already across the map trying to catch Lurkers out of position bottom left, but GGaemo smartly left them to defend the ramp, and that means that that base will remain. But the 3 tank snipe was huge, and you can see there's still only 1 vessel out for Royal right now, so GGaemo's still in it, despite taking a lot of damage from that single drop.
Yeah, somehow he decided to add the another Hydro Den at the bottom left side. Here is the +1 armor and +1 weapon upgrade of the Marine. Gonna go for the bust, but too many lurkers, you cannot do that.
Yeah, now behind this we see Royal starting to expand to the other main base. He's taking the Nat on the low ground for now. Still only a single, oh there we go, second starport, so it is going to be SK Terran for now. We didn't see an add-on onto the science facility for BCs just yet, but he may transition into it later. Again, more movement down to the left side.
The pool was gone.
Yeah, it got taken out.
Yeah, Royal just keep moving around his M&M to find out any weak spot to break, but not sure why GGaemo is not stacking his lurkers. Or maybe cover with the Scourge. He can actually cover the lurker with the Scourge, but he's not doing it, but oh well.
Yeah, well, GGaemo's starting to get his econ back to normal. He's got a macro hatch in his main. Irradiate's going to be annoying, of course, and GGaemo, I'm sure, will reinforce that lurker line to make sure that it doesn't get taken down. Now, Ultralist, that's an interesting choice. I wasn't aware that he was rushing his armor that fast, but maybe no, he's not. He's still only +0 armor right now.
Yeah, +0 armor for GGaemo, so GGaemo is definitely behind on an upgrade because Royal will be having the +2 Marine upgrade soon. Yeah, there's a +2 upgrade, it's just already done. These double vessel keeps using the Irradiate on the Defiler and the Lurker and keep harassing the bottom left side, and Royal is taking all the expansion at the bottom right side here. Third expansion is saturated, and the 4th command center should be done by now.
Yep, 4th command center going up at bottom right. Still no 4th base for GGaemo just yet. He's moving his Defiler and Lurkers in position to take it, though. He's got more macro hatches going up at bottom left, so something like 7 hatchery production for him. He's floating a bit of minerals and gas, so I'm sure Ultralist Flood will come out in maybe a couple minutes or so. And we did see the BC add-on on the science facility, so this is going to be Marine Medic with BC support. I can see he's ramping up the barracks count too. Looks like it's at around 7 or so, something like that.
Normally, Royal usually got that the vessel mana upgrade, so whenever the vessel production is out on the map, he gets to start off from the 62 energy, but I guess this time he's not interested of getting the bonus mana upgrade on this game and getting on those physics lab for quicker battle cruiser, and that vessel count is really huge.
Yeah, that's like 8 vessels or something, and that was a really nice snipe with the Marines. Knocked down the Defiler before Plague could come out. First, Ultralisk is out on the map, and we do have some sneaky Ling and Lurker movement down to the right side. Looks like there is a group of Marine Medic, though, to intercept it, so I don't think that it will deal much damage, but maybe.
Yeah, finally adding some more of a bunker at the bottom right. The thing is, I mean, GGaemo has a lot of supply. GGaemo has 125 supply, but I don't know where his army is, to be honest.
Yeah, I also don't know where it is, and if it's in Ultralists that are hidden somewhere, they're down in upgrades. And well, we know where Royal Supply is. It's all in those dropships right now. This time around, GGaemo's got some more vision at the top side of the map. Not sure how much or how many Scourge are in his main right now on the outskirts, but he will at least be aware that it is coming. Now, Lings and Ultras are moving across the map, so this could... Oh, whoa, I'm surprised he's going straight through the center. However, he avoids all of Zerg's army right now.
Yeah, drawing some of the attention, and yeah, whenever GGaemo start attacking the natural and purely empty natural, he should be realizing something is happening. Something is happening for... something is happening that right now Roy is doing, because there's literally nothing at the natural, and now 2 lurkers somehow sneaked in. We'll be killing some lurkers, that's nice.
Yeah, I don't think he can kill these lurkers, so this is going to be a shutdown base, and that means that Royal's going to be just back to 3 base mining. Now, okay, actually Scourge are in a good position, but he needs to intercept them. He snipes one of them instantly, almost gets the second one, but 3 dropships are going to unload. And remember, the majority of Gaemo's army is out in the center of the map. He's going to snipe down. Oh, I thought he was going to snipe the Sapphire, but Lings and Ultras are flooding in. However, look at +3 weapon upgrade for Terran, but only +3 armor for the Ultralisk.
I think that drop is just gonna be killing all those Ultralisk and Zergling, maybe even Spire, Defiler Mount, maybe all the buildings, because Ultralisk cannot actually fight against those Marine now. He does. One of the Lurkers will be borrowed. Have to do lots of damage somehow.
Yeah, he gets the Spire, obviously huge. There were still 3 dropships that survived, so a secondary drop may be happening somewhere out in the map in a second. Looks like there's some type of shenanigans going down at bottom right. Gaemo's screen is over there. Yeah, Lurkers are burrowed under swarm there. 4 science vessels dealing with them with a radiate, and here comes that secondary drop, and the medics survive, so they can reinforce this dropping position.
Well, this time this is a lot of Firebed instead of a Marine, so yeah, the +1 armor is, I guess Geemo thought he had the armor 1 upgrade a long time ago, because Zerg usually get the second evolution chamber whenever the first armor upgrade is almost done. And I guess he totally forgot about the +1 armor in the beginning, so he was thinking of that his +1 armor was done a long time ago. But yeah, +1 armor against the +3 attack Terran army is still not looking great.
Yeah, a single fire bat is mowing down all of those Lings, and we've got a 70 supply lead for Royal. He's dropping the 3rd base and comboing it with BCs, and we may see Royal top out in just a second. The Spire's not even done yet, so Scourge can't even help or can't even be built to defend these BCs. More Marines and medics streaming across the map. Royal's just everywhere.
Yeah, Royal's everywhere, even using the D-Matrix on his own battle cruisers. Fireband, Marine, medics, everything is just coming to the bottom left side. Somehow he Geemo managed to defend the main base, but the bottom left side is still vulnerable. This game is just such a messy game, I would say.
Yep, +4 armor finally kicked in for the Ultralisk, but it's too late. A lot of the times at the 20-minute mark, you're seeing finally +5 kick in. So I do think, like you said, he just misclicked his +1 armor timing, and that's really, really going to probably be the game-deciding feature of this map. If he had, or feature of this match, if he had the +2 armor, I think he could have held the drop, but as played, Royal, he has breached the 3rd base, and we are moments away from seeing a GG. Defiler pops out, gonna pop down the orange cloud, but with no real units here, and no answer to the BCs, because the Spire got sniped again. He can't kill these things.
Yeah, Geemo is trying his best, even though he know. If it was like normal like spawn matches or online matches, he could have just quit long time ago. But Geemo is still trying his best. Not leaving the game, but we know he is trying to warm up for maybe for the decider match or something. Yeah, there's a GG called. Geemo taps out.
Yeah, and nicely done from Royal. He looked really strong in the final game. I was a bit nervous after he lost his 3 tanks, though. I was like, really? You're going to lose all 3 of your tanks? Like, well, how are you going to follow this up? Because a tank push does cost a lot of resources, but the drops, man, they did so much damage. However, I think Geemo was playing pretty darn well, except for the single lack of upgrades. And if we do see a rematch between him and Snow, Geemo's looking pretty darn good today.
Yeah, I guess Snow and Geumchi probably are gonna be feeling comfortable having the Zerg on the decider match, because PvZ best of 1 is always scary than I'm playing PvT best of 1.
Yeah, that is totally true. And if we do see a ZVZ, I was looking at Geemo's statistics on Spawnbong, and that is his best matchup. So, oh, there is no ZVZ. My bad. It's going to be ZVP no matter what, because I forgot Geumchi is the other player going up against Snow. But let's get into our interview with our winner.
ASL Season 13, round of 24 Group D. The first pair who will be advancing into round of 16, that will be Royal. Congratulations. Thank you.
있습니다.
She said something about consecutive time make it into round of 16.
더욱더 노련하고 단단해진 듯한 경기력을 보여주셨는데요.
She's saying Royal has been improving
근데 오늘
nowadays and also on an ASL.
제가 첫 판에
How do you feel about today's game?
제가 이거를 방송 경기에서 언젠가 한 번은 써야겠다 생각하다가 이번에 갑자기 딱 상황이 나오는
So
거예요.
Royal
생각이 없었는데
Royal saying something about
하다 보니까 거기서 제가 너무 말려가지고
he wanted to show the ghost strategy against Protoss that he did it in last year in online spawn matches, but not on the offline stage. He wanted to show his ghost strategy, but things started to go super messy since he hasn't done the ghost strategy for a long time, underestimating his opponent, and yeah, the game just went really weird. And on a winner's match, the game was about the game was going really weird
이상한 실수를 해버린 거예요 제가.
because your A racks pressure, the small cheese that you started off with, didn't do so much of a damage to Geumchi,
그래도 안 놓치고
and
덕분에 이길 수 있었어요.
it was I guess a saving day for you because your dropship was successfully unloading at the Geumchi's main base and started to do lots of harassment. And Geumchi is saying, Royal is saying that he told his SCB to build, but it didn't build.
계속
His second depot didn't make,
시기를 보내고 있는데
so it started to fall off really weird, and
저는 이번에
his tempo just started to fall off. So
시즌 5번째
he needs to pay attention to his work more in the future.
순서대로 올라가고 있거든요.
맞습니다.
그래서 이번 시즌은 무조건 4강 이상 가고 싶고 지금 제 실력 자체도
So he's
제일
saying
좋은
about
폼인 것
his
같아가지고
career.
한번 잘해보도록
Since he was getting eliminated in round of 24, round of 16, and then he started to improve, he got eliminated in round of 8, which is quarterfinal. So since he has been improving every time, every season, his goal of this ASL Season 13 is semi-final. He wants to play the semi-final stage.
올라가기엔
Any last word?
경기력이 좀 실망스러웠던 것 같아요. 다음에 더
Any last word to your fans or your to your people? And Royal saying
더 잘해보겠습니다. 오늘
he feels sorry. He feels sorry that he wasn't able to perform really well and dragging the game so long when he was having such a huge lead. He will try to fix his mistakes, try to perform better in the next time. Thank you for the interview. We'll be going for the commercial break real quick before this losers match. Stay tuned, guys.
So we already have our first finalists from Group D. Royal makes it out in first place, and now we're going to be going into our losers match. We've got a shocking result here with Snow actually in the losers match going up against Geumchi, and both players have banned Butter, so that means Monopoly is going to be our map.
Yeah, Monopoly. Yeah, we can see the the jacket Hugbird. That's the one of the
I see it.
One of the StarCraft university right now having lots of content on an Africa platform. Both of them are in the same school, and I'm also in there. And interestingly, it's unfortunate for them that one of the members have to get eliminated in this round of 24.
Yeah, and I was looking at Snow's face after he lost the game versus GGaemo. For those of you that watch his stream, you know that he likes to talk a lot, talking about his strategy. It's generally like a joyful stream. He's laughing, talking a bunch with his viewers. But after the game versus GGaemo, I could noticeably see that he was not happy about losing, and I think he's about to take his anger out on Geumchi here. So I feel bad for Geumchi going into this match, because if you think of superstars in PvP, there's two names that come to mind, Rain and Snow. Like, this guy is no joke, so it's going to be an uphill battle for sure for Geumchi here.
It looks like players are ready. We are going to be moving into losers match, Snow versus Geumchi on Monopoly. I haven't seen Geumchi's playstyle, but I'm interested to see how well he's going to be showing against Snow.
모노폴리에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, in the top left with the great spawn, it is Snow. And then in a decent position at mid-right, we have Geumchi. Now, 3-player maps, I always start thinking about maps like Outsider in that sense, because sometimes you see players send out one of their first probes and go for like an in-base proxy. Is that something you can actually pull off on a map like Monopoly? Do you know?
What was the strategy you were saying?
You know, sometimes like on old school maps like Outsider, sometimes you've seen people send like their first probe and build in-base gateways in the other player's main. Can you do that?
It's still possible, but I guess the meta and players have been like getting those like the knowledge much better than an old school meta. So I'm not saying like the old school players are bad, but it's just players have like studied up those strategy for a long time, like 10 years ago strategy maybe. I know it's outdated, but it's still, I guess it's still doable, but not a great strategy to pull out on this 2022, I would say.
Yeah, so we don't see that. We do see both players just going for a typical gateway in their main. No 12 nexus or anything like that. Now we do have gas already down for Geumchi, followed up by Snow's gas timing. And I'm looking at the mineral intently.
Huge.
Yeah, it's surprisingly. Is it more for Geumchi? I thought that the top spawn was better.
No, I think it's about the even, but I saw Snow messed up the first two probe split was so wrong that it was mining the diagonally instead of mining it vertically. So you can see there are always total 9 mineral fields at the main base, total 10 mineral fields at the main base on this Monopoly map. The first and then the fourth mineral fields are very close to his nexus, and he didn't set up the vertically. Well, he's right now, you can see from the spectator's cam that he's mining vertically, but earlier he wasn't mining vertically.
Yes, a little bit of missed optimization there. Now we do have a zealot coming out for Geumchi, so that's why he's supply blocked pretty much right now. But it looks like he may have queued up a probe to throw off Snow here. No, maybe not. It's completely wrong there, but this pylon block is not really going to do that much damage.
It's really nice that we are seeing the first zealot is already out for Geumchi to stop this pylon harassment. If he was skipping that first zealot, that pylon could have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, but still, a single supply lead for Geumchi right now. No Zealot for Snow, so he has opted to go straight into Dragoon. Both players, I think, are going range also. You can see that gas is completely identical at this point.
Oh, I think this is the 21 second gateway right now from Snow. This is one of the strategies that Protoss can do if you're skipping the first Zealot. If you're skipping the first Zealot, you can go for the 21 second gateway. And with that Goon count, it's going to be first Goon, second Goon, and then a 4 Goon. And once you have that 4 Goon, you will be start doing the pressure. And if Geumchi ever moves out with his first unit like Zealot and a Goon with like right now like this,
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
No, you can go ahead.
So I want to say, if he moves out when Snow has 4 Gun, those 4 Gun will immediately snipe all those Geumchi's army, so he needs to be very careful.
Yeah, and I thought that probe was actually going to sneak into Snow's main, and he would have gotten a glimpse at exactly what Snow was doing. So a missed opportunity there. But we do see Geumchi is transitioning into just 1 gate robo. Robo timing for Snow, maybe like 15-20 seconds slower. So still a good goon time, or good robo timing though. However, 2 goons have snuck across the map, but Geumchi has a flanking Dragoon on the left side. So if Snow may actually end up losing these goons that are out way too far.
Yeah, those 2 goons are finally realized. Geumchi should be realizing that has to be the 21-2 gateway, because there are 2 goons who are standing at the front, and 2 goons were also chasing the probe at the same time. So he should be realizing this has to be the 21 second gateway from Snow, and we see Snow is also getting the robotic facility as well. Here the 4 goons are coming.
Yep, now let's see if he can find success here. It's 4 versus 4, so it's a bit dangerous, especially with the Zealot support on Geumchi's side. We can see that the support bay was considerably faster, I think, in comparison to Snow, so Reaver's going to be coming out pretty soon. I think Probe is actually down at the natural Snow, so he may be posturing to build a Nexus in just a second. Does he even have a support bay? I only see Observatory. That's got to be a support bay. Wow, so it's way, way, way later.
Yeah, I think Geumchi got the support bay first, so I think he wants to go for the walking Reaver expansion into an observer follow-up, because I saw his observatory was somewhat delayed compared to how fast his robotic facility was. So probably that Reaver... No, never mind, the Reaver is still not out, but why does he have that support base so fast?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm shocked to see an observer follow-up, but he must suspect something else going on, because observer, that's... Yeah, like what you said, why do you get the support base so fast if you're just going to go observer? But, I mean, both players still in a fine position. It's like 8 goons for both sides with another Zealot mixed in. Nexus timing is pretty similar for both players. However, Snow has taken supply lead somehow, and he does know where that observer is. You can see he's trying to find it.
Yeah, trying to snipe one of the observer there. So Geumchi is also wants to be very safe, not losing that observer, because in PvP you don't want to make so much of an observer. You have to rely on maybe maximum 2 to 3 observer to keep getting the information on what your opponent is doing and where the shuttle is actually coming from.
Well, first Reavers out for both players. I like how Snow was still playing or keeping his units close to that ledge, acting like the observer was right there so that he could snipe Geumchi's observer. But however, he had sent it across the map to actually get some intel, and he sees that basically both players are going for identical builds. Meanwhile, Geumchi still doesn't know exactly what the follow-up is for Snow right now, because he didn't get into the main or the natural.
Yeah, the intel is really important, but for some reason Geumchi keeps getting the supply block, and we see Snow having the supply lead for now. 71 versus 67. Geumchi, yeah, I don't know why he's somewhat behind with the supply camp, but now finally matching up. But Snow's once again leading the supply lead once again. First Scarab connects to the Goon.
Oh, and he loses his observer, and you cannot lose that observer because now he's in the dark. He doesn't know if there's like a shuttle that snuck around. We know that Snow knows that there's a shuttle that has snuck around to his natural. Maybe he rushed speed on his shuttle? Yeah, he did. Speed's already done. Oh, did he go too far deep though?
Whoa, that was a good trade. Unloading, and now probes are getting stacked!
Oh my gosh, that was a great connection, and he gets like 8 probes in total, and that may trigger a counterattack from Snow. You can see he's moving his goons. How do those goons miss those goons? That means Geumchi's army is split up, and this is probably free units for Snow right now.
You have to climb up the neutral expansion so he can buy some time, but here's a counter. The Reaver drop. Double Reaver.
Oh my gosh, no way those goons can fight. And all of Geumchi's units are across the map. So he's going to have to defend this shuttle while also trying to defend his natural. However, Snow does not have speed, and that shuttle is going to take a lot of damage.
I'm hearing lots of goons are attacking. Okay, goons are attacking the pylon. So somehow Geumchi managed to defend, but almost like the half of the army is somewhat getting contained at the 1 o'clock side. And now here's some trade before those army gets eat up. Okay, Reaver battle. 3 Reaver versus Goon.
3 Reavers.
Ooh.
Really good control right there, but it's going to be hard to micro 3 Reavers. You can see one instantly falls, the shuttle falls, and second Reaver falls, third Reaver falls, and now it's 2 Reavers and a bunch of goons. Meanwhile, fighting uphill or fighting into the choke, and that means that oh my god, that was a huge hit. Obliterates a goon and almost all the probes. You can see Geumchi's supply just plummeted down to 50, and this is Snow's game.
I think Geumchi should have killed those Zerg, the neutral eggs, so those goons can exit much faster. Those eggs were pretty much blocking the path so much that his goons were just stuck at the main base on the ramp.
Yeah, and that's a game-costing move because even though he's going to clean it up, he is down 25 supply. He lost, I don't even know how many probes there. It doesn't even look like he's transferred that many probes to his natural, so he must have lost at least 20 probes or so. And with a supply lead like this, controlling Reavers, or with Snow in control of these Reavers, you know he's going to start running away with this game if he doesn't even end it right here.
Yeah, Geumchi, I'm not sure how exactly he's gonna be making the comeback, because that 3 Reaver he lost earlier is just so huge that Snow still has that double Reaver out on the map. Yeah, that's a 4th Reaver out on the map for Geumchi. And here's the Snow's double Reaver.
Well, Geumchi's gonna try and hold on here, but this is just... Well, his second Reaver's not firing. I guess he's trying to just save it. Shuttle takes a little bit of damage there. Still a 30 supply lead for Snow right now. Probe count starting to, start ramping up again for Geumchi, but he is so far on the back foot.
Oh.
Another big shot onto the shuttle. Now he's almost killed off all of the shields. And it's just, I'm just watching, like, how do you ever get down this ramp if Snow is able to get close enough to it where he can just keep shelling it with Reaver shots?
It's so painful to watch. I mean, Geumchi has the speed shuttle, but he keeps taking the shot by the Reaver, and also the Gun are also moving forward, about to snipe the shuttle. Well, he didn't snipe the shuttle, but that shuttle is dangerously low HP. Maybe once Snow has one nice wave of the Gun army, maybe he might gonna go for the bust.
That was a good attempt there from Geumchi. He's doing a really, really good job to hold on, but I just don't know how much longer he'll be able to hold on. Still a 30 supply lead for Snow. Third Reaver just walked across the map. And these shuttles, or these Scarabs, not connecting for either player.
Yeah, Geumchi is desperately defending, and Snow has lots of building has gone up at the main base, and Geumchi is stuck at a 4 gateway maximum.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Citadel and like Templars to start coming across. The storm would put an end to this shuttle nonsense. Behind this though, Snow is expanding. He's going to be on 3 bases in about a minute or so.
It's so important that it's so important to have the observer because Geumchi doesn't have any vision, but Snow has the vision. He has the observer at the bottom side, so he knows what exactly is happening. Oh, I guess that's the one of the speed shuttle right now. Geumchi just got it and is about to sneak out and maybe go for another harassment.
Oh, that probe at the top. He just barely has vision of it. But does he see it? You can see that Snow's screen was looking at the natural, so maybe not. And if there's a third Reaver in that shuttle, he may be able to obliterate this probe line. He can! There's nothing there! There's no reaction from Snow. He's still looking at the main of Geumchi. Okay, just now he realizes, and this is exactly what Geumchi needs to get back into this game. Those are huge, massive shots. That's like 12 probes. And look at supply now scan. It's 110 to 95. This is more manageable, but he is going to lose the shuttle. No, he doesn't. Not yet, at least.
Well, he did pick up the Reaver and save it.
Holy! How did he save that?
Well, saving that Reaver is definitely great for Snow and definitely great for Geumchi because that second shuttle that he just made, he will buy a lot of time. 17 kills.
Yeah, it has 17 probe kills, and it's still alive, and that forces Snow to actually have defense in his main now. Like, he can't just sit and rally outside of Geumchi's base. And Geumchi has made a miracle happen. It's 110 to 123. Still, it is super annoying to just get past this single Reaver. Ooh. But finally, he actually got a connection there.
Yeah, lots of Reavers has been made for Geumchi. Geumchi, both of the players have the observer watching where the Reaver is. But if you're losing that observer, now Geumchi doesn't have any vision.
No more vision, but he did manage to save that shuttle at the bottom side of the map. Another shuttle is actually going across the top side of the map, or is it? Oh, it looks like it was that Reaver outside of his main. Okay, no, yeah, he's not going to send that up there. I was like, that seems like suicide. So he sends it back.
Oh, not sure whether that Scarab has connected to the. Oh, did it connect? I'm not sure.
That one did. That one might have connected, yeah. But first couple Templars are out. This contain still really, really dangerous for both players. But for now, oh, I think another shuttle going to the left side. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's so low though. This is a huge overextension. He actually is able to unload it though.
Well, that's a nice connection. 20 kills.
Yeah.
Well, that Reaver did a lot of job, and now Snow's army. Still a lot. 3 Reavers with Gun. I guess Geumchi is waiting for the speeds out. Oh, that Scarab that connect to the Reaver. So that was somewhat unfortunate. Geumchi does have 4 Reavers though. I want to see whether Geumchi has the Reaver damage upgrade or whatnot. But the observer is not showing. Okay, here are the 2 Reavers.
He wants to get that juicy shot. Oh, this might have been an overextension, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Geumchi fan. 2 Reavers and the shuttle, they're all dead now. And 40 supply lead now for Snow. And now with the other Reaver taken out, he doesn't have to worry about being backstabbed, and he can send his whole army to set up a full contain. And yeah, Geumchi realizes it, so he's going to try and bust out right now.
Okay, Snow has the damage upgrade. And both of the players have the Scarab upgrade.
He just killed 2 out of the 3 Reavers, and the 2 Reavers are still alive for Geumchi, and these Reavers are doing work on the goons. The shuttle goes down, but they got off massive amounts of damage. Unfortunately, when you're down 50 supply, it just doesn't matter, and Snow, he's going to overwhelm this army. He's going to clean up Geumchi, but it was a nice attempt from Geumchi. It really looked like he was just done and out after the first attack, but he made a comeback. But unfortunately, his ASL run is done. But really nicely done from Geumchi overall.
Well, this game is just like where Artos is always gonna be describing about this game. Like, opponent is just sitting outside of my base, sitting in an arc, and waiting until I move out. And that's what exactly was happening. How Snow was doing against Geumchi, and great, nice try for Geumchi. Like, he showed some great performance with his Reaver micro and try to make some comeback. But unfortunately, the mid-stage game where Snow went with 2 Reaver with gun pressure was just too strong and took so much of a echo loss for there.
Yeah, so Snow is going to move on, and this sets up a rematch between GGaemo and Snow. And this is going to be a revenge match. You could tell after game one that Snow was not happy. So I think GGaemo, he's going to have to pull out something special if he wants to win here. But he's looked good all day long. He's got a shot. But of course, before we get into our final match, we've got our commercial, and then we'll be right back. Final match of the day, and I gotta say, Group D has been a banger all day long. And our final map is going to be Vermeer. And I think I talked about this last time. This seems like a very difficult map to get a third base for Protoss. And we already saw Snow struggle specifically against GGaemo trying to get a third base on Eclipse. So we may actually see a repeat of what happened in Game 1.
Vermeer is one of the map that was map maker got the feedback by the Zerg player, Terran player, Protoss player doing the feedback to the map maker, so they are trying to balance out the map as much as they can. So Vermeer is one of the map where you cannot have complete wall at the net, like Terran cannot have the 2 depot with the single barracks wall, and also Protoss cannot do the pylon, forge, gateway, like the one-way entrance of like the Zergling cannot, like Zergling cannot enter the base. So there are always going to be the 2 ways entrance for Snow. So we have seen how Bingsu was getting eliminated by action by the Zergling. Pressure went to a Hydralisk combo, and I wonder what GGaemo will be doing.
Yeah, that was a sneaky move from Action. We saw something similar in the previous ASLs with Larva going for, a super fast Hydra bust. So we may see it again here. Let's see what GGaemo's got planned. This is the final match of the day. One player is going to be eliminated. Okay, in the top left, our Protoss player, it is Snow. And in the bottom, or in the top right, actually playing very, very well today, it is GGaemo. Now, thinking back to the Eclipse game, we saw an Overpool opener. You think we're going to see Overpool again, or you think we may see something like a 12 hatch?
Well, since it's a 4-player map, I have a feeling GGaemo will be doing the 12 hatchery opening because of he has the right side mining advantage. He has a great feeling about it, and there's always every location has a way up doing the photon cannon rush, but I'm not sure how exactly can Snow do the cannon rush at the 1 o'clock side. But I guess he's not interested of doing the forge expand this time. He will be doing the pylon into mining unnatural.
Yeah, and we're getting a look at that entrance. You can see those rocks at the top. So gateway on top, then forge, but you're still going to have that double opening like you were talking about. And it is going to be the same opener from GGaemo. It's going to be an Overpool. Now this is going to be gateway expand from Snow, so completely different style this time around.
Interesting of how GGaemo started to do the Overpool first. I guess he wants to keep on his pace. Like, he won the game with Overpool, so I guess he wants to do the Overpool once again in this decider match instead of taking a risk. Because sometimes if you're taking a risk and somehow Snow does the forge expand and go for the cannon rush whenever he sees the 12 nexus, 12 hatchery, then his tempo gets starts to fall off in a part. So yeah, he's playing safe here.
Yeah, I like the Overpool opener because, like you said, he had success on Eclipse. Why change something that worked? So we'll see if he can have equal success this time around. I do have to say, the Eclipse game, I was a bit sad to see how many Zealots Snow bled off. Like, he bled off the first 4, if you remember. Then he bled off those, 10 later on. The real only success he had in that game was the single DT that got in and that, 3 Zealot run by after the contain got set up. So hopefully this time around, Snow can manage his Zealots a little bit better. But we do have the first Zealot moving across the map. Probe is going to come in here and see that this is the same opener as last time. That means that Zealot's going to have to turn around.
Well, we see instead of making the 6 Zergling, GGaemo decided to make the 4 Zergling, so he made a bonus drone into a bonus drone and then a 4 Zergling. And this time, he didn't go for the extractor first. He has gone for the 3 hatchery first, spending his larvae into an extractor. So he's trying to play something very standard this time. And Snow is not even interested of going out with the first Zealot and go for some sort of a standing behind the mineral line and buy some time. He's not interested of doing it. He wants to defend, maybe because of the there are just two-way entrance of this natural. He's not feeling great about it.
That was really well done from Snow to keep the probe alive, but also, I gotta say, the link control was fantastic because there was a moment where I thought, is he really not even gonna lose a single ling? And remember, he got that extra drone like you said, so GGaemo's in a fantastic position to get 2 lings in and start being annoying while also powering behind it, and he almost caught that probe.
Something is chasing the scouting probe at the 1 o'clock. I wonder whether that is a Zergling, single Zergling or a drone. Okay, he's making more Zergling. And gas just now didn't he just use the gas?
Yeah, it looks like he did. And he's building more lings. And with those 2 lings that are still alive in the main, he could ling flood and then have 2 lings in the back try and snipe a cannon. And speed upgrade is pretty fast, so there is a real threat that these cannons may not even be complete. I'm trying to see if more lings are coming out of the main and natural.
Look at that rectangle box at the main base of GGaemo.
Was that a Hydra?
Yeah, that's a Hydra then. We're seeing the repeat of Action versus Bingsu, but this time it's not a Forge expand. This is a Gateway expand by Snow. Can Snow actually defend this Zergling pressure? His scouting probe's still alive. That's very nice. That tiny gap is open.
Oh, but he closes it up with some more probes, and I think that was a missed opportunity with the lings to backstab the cannon with speed. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, you cannot let this probe in. You cannot let those lings move out of hold position and have this Hydroden get scouted. However, Protoss may realize something's up. Okay, actually not. There are drones here. I was going to say, if there's no drones, he's going to know that this is definitely an all-in.
Well, maybe after picking up the probe with the Zergling speed, he will go for Mass Hydra. I don't know how much of a drone he has. There are 6 drones at the NAT and 3 drones at the 3rd expansion. So this is somewhat sort of like a 973. But I heard from Hero, the Zerg Hero's point of view, he said if you're like so stubborn with the drone count, like 973 all the time, your tempo started to fall off apart. So he said something about it and not good about it. So yeah, GGaemo has decent amount of drone, making some Hydralisk from now on.
Yeah, I was trying to get a count on exactly what it is. It looked like it was 974 or something along those lines, because there's definitely 4 drones at the 3rd base. Now we see the first Hydralisks are coming out. It looks like it's maybe 6, speed already done, and there's only 2 cannons, and that secondary cannon is pretty far back, so if he can knock down the first cannon, 100% that Forge is going to die.
So yeah, GGaemo is not going to be showing his Hydralisk until those Corsair will spot the Hydralisk. Yeah, the Hydralisks are now spotted by the Corsair. Snow is starting to add the cannon, and this is the right timing for GGaemo. Go for the attack, and +1 attack is not done for Snow yet. From game number... that just unpowered the bottom cannon.
Did it? Yeah, I guess it did, and that's going to force a probe pull. And even if GGaemo doesn't win right here, he's dealt so much damage. This is crazy amounts of damage. So many probes have died, and he saves almost every single Hydra. He's going to try and pop that cannon at the top side. Like I said, he's killed so many probes here. The Forge wasn't spinning for a long time, so +1 has been denied. Well, for now it's been denied. We'll see if it actually completes. But more and more Hydras being pumped out.
Well, it's nice that he held, and yeah, I guess GGaemo didn't have the Hydralisk range upgrade on time, so... we see Snow canceling the Forge upgrades. He knows that he cannot get the +1 attack. Not anytime soon. So he's trying to spend those extra money for the more photon cannon. 2 Zealot remaining at the NAT. And yeah, GGaemo is adding more hatchery from now on. I wonder whether he has started the lair tech at the main base or whatnot. Yeah, there's a lair tech on the way. So this game is just looking fantastic for GGaemo because +1 is not done for Snow. He has lots of hatcheries. He has picked up some probes earlier before the Hydralisk range upgrade. So this is just looking great.
Yeah, and back in Snow's main, like the Forge just started. The Gateway is only halfway done. He doesn't have a Templar Archive. Okay, it just now started. So he can't even put on counter pressure like sneaking a DT out. He's not building up energy on Templar. He has nothing going for him at all. He lost so many probes at his NAT. And now GGaemo can just power off of like 5 hatchery production. He's even up in supply already, 52 to 50. You never see that in Zerg vs Protoss.
And we just saw earlier, GGaemo added the evolution chamber at the natural, and we know Snow has lost the force earlier, so he's getting the forge at the main base. So that +1 weapon upgrade is gonna be matching up with GGaemo's +1 range upgrade. That's just gonna be so brutal for Snow once that +1 Hydralisk upgrade is done, and with the Lurker upgrade, maybe he's gonna be switching over once again.
Yeah, he may even consider trying to go into double forge to try and even out the weapon upgrade. Yeah, there is a Spire here. I guess he's making sure that Corsairs don't overrun him somehow. But GGaemo is just in a fantastic position. That is a super fast Robo, but we saw him get contained on Eclipse, so he's forced to build this Robo just to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot of Hydralisk moving around, and 5 Zealots are finally moving out, but not sure about wasting your 5 Zealot before the speed lot. Okay, speed lot is finally done. Okay, that was the reason why he was moving out, but that's Hydralisk are out on the map chasing the Hydralisk, try to deny.
Yep, these Zealots, I'm getting flashbacks to game 1 when the 4 Zealots moved out across the map and kind of just instantly went to their death at the 3rd base. This time around, he's going to save 4 out of the 5. Unfortunately, this one lone Zealot is going to get taken down by these, or at least damaged by these 3 Hydras, and he's going to see the bad news that 6 hatch is already done.
Well, not just 6 hatch, 3rd gas is also up.
Yeah, and 3rd gas. Like, everything is going wrong for Snow, and now he even does lose these Zealots, and he's just now started his Gateway Flood.
Yeah, Zealot will be sneaking in at the natural. Still, +1 Zealot is not done yet. And Spire is done. No sunken whatsoever for GGaemo. So GGaemo is just parring it up with those mass Hydralisks. He's playing really, really well.
Yep, and that's what I was waiting to see. Do we have a DT anywhere? And the answer is there is one moving out. However, Lurker upgrade is done. And the first couple Templars just popped out. So it's going to take a while to build up that energy. Cybernetics is not spinning, so range is nowhere near done. So goons aren't going to be on the map anytime soon, and his drone count is bonkers.
Yeah, the overload speed is also done, and how is that Dark Templar going to be sneaking inside of the main or maybe the 3rd expansion and go for the harassment? And that Spire was a fake. That Spire was fake. He's not interested in making the Muta switch. He went for the Lurker upgrade once again.
Yeah, Lurkers, like, it's just going to be a repeat of game 1, except this time around, GGaemo has an even better position in terms of econ. At least there are a couple of Zealots to be annoying, and the DT, I think, is still out on the map somewhere. Yeah, I think at the bottom side, but this is just so many Hydras and so many Lurkers.
Yeah, those Zealot keeps running away, and yeah, I guess Snow realized that he has to do something about it, but I remember, yeah, there is double Scourge and double Lurker at the 12 o'clock side. Is he waiting for the Lurker drop upgrade? Oh, it's a drop.
Oh, he does, yeah. We heard him load it up. Shuttle gets scouted and there's Scourge just sitting there and waiting.
Can Snow react? Oh, yeah, Snow react.
Well, in the main, okay, there is a cannon, but yeah, we heard the drop upgrade. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be a Lurker drop into the natural.
It's a double drop.
It could be a double drop. Yeah, we see some Overlord movement going there. I think he's just waiting to draw the attention of Snow somewhere and then go for it and just instantly wipe out both probe lines. Zealots moving out, Shuttles moving out, but unbeknownst to him, here comes that Lurker drop into the natural and at the main at the same time.
He messed it up. Yeah, whenever your Overlord is standing to the left side, yeah, not much of a Lurker, not much of a probe kill, but still doing a decent amount of harassment.
Yeah, it's done a lot of damage. He can't mine here. And he's down 20 supply now. And that shuttle Zealot play that he was going for, looks like the shuttle turned around with the Corsairs. Or maybe that's the shuttle going down in the bottom of the map. But regardless, those Zealots out at the bottom right side of the map are out in no man's land doing nothing.
Yeah, Snow is desperately trying to do something about this shuttle drop, but GGaemo definitely knows about it. He's breaking one of the cannon to move out, but no Zealot this time. Just pure Goon with the High Templar. And no armor upgrade. I know Geumchi will be having that plus to attack range upgrade soon. Okay, that's definitely a nice storm on lurkers.
Yeah, that was an amazing storm. He needs more storms like that to get him back in this game. The drop is moving into that 4th base of Geumchi right now. I think Snow forgot about his zealots over on that side of the map too. He needs to combo them together. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to combo them now. But the Hydra's got a glimpse of the shuttle, so they're moving into position.
Yeah, that high temp shuttle will be sneaking into the main base, but I mean the supply lead is still huge for Geumchi.
Oh, that is a good storm drop. He takes down 3 drones. Don't know what else is in that shuttle, but the shuttle is dangerously low now. He needs to unload. Yeah, he does unload. This time around only get... Oh, okay. He gets 3 or 4 more drones there, so that was nice. But again, how's he get outside of his base? He's going to try and break out with Hydras out of position, but there's still just so many Hydras and Lurkers here.
Yeah, one nice storm on a double Lurker there. Geumchi is trying to split his Lurker as much as possible. I wonder where the Observer is.
Yeah, and +1 has been done for a while for Zerg, so +2 should be kicking in pretty soon. We see actually +1 armor is done for Snow. I'm a bit surprised to see that already completed, but he needs to get this 3rd base. Actually, the 3rd base is closer than I thought. I always keep thinking mid-left is the 3rd base whenever I see this map for some reason. So as long as Snow can get this 3rd base up and running, it's manageable, but obviously he's not in the greatest position still.
Yeah, Geumchi is playing really well with this Mass Hydraless. Somehow Snow will be managed to take that 3rd expansion. That's one of the great news we can hear. But I don't know, when I look at the minimap, that 3rd Nexus seems really far away from the Vespene Geyser. So maybe he might have misplaced the Nexus. Never mind, he didn't misplace the Nexus.
Well, supplies are pretty much even, 150 to 140. So many, oh my gosh, it's just a huge lurker field. He does end up sniping one of them. Something I noticed for Geumchi is there's no Queen's Nest, so there's no hive anytime soon. But he does have 4 bases. Oh, did he unload something at the mid-right? Looks like that was just Corsairs, I guess. So no shuttle player, anything like that.
Geumchi has lots of drone, lots of army. +2 is already done. +1 armor for Snow. I mean, the upgrade has to be matched if Snow wants to break this through. But the Lurker content is slowly getting the Lurker line is gonna be slowly getting thicker and thicker. The 4th gas is now started for Geumchi, and the 1 Corsair will once again fall.
Well, unlike the Eclipse game, at least Snow has presence outside of his entrance where he's not funneling in all at once. He also has the angle to come through the 3rd base, but yeah, there is tons of Lurkers already in a defensive posture, but he does have a good Zealot count, good Goon count, decent Templar count. Here he is. He's going to try and bust through. Oh, he's got to not lose his Observer, though. So far, it didn't fall. He ends up taking down 2 Lurkers. 3 Lurkers.
Yeah, still lots of Hydralists waiting outside. And I mean, Zerg army is just looking scary. 168, 170 now. This is just either you break it or you don't break it.
Yeah, and he needs to break it soon because his main and Nat are going to be mined out. You can see his main is basically mined out. That means Protoss is going to be on 1 base versus 4 base Zerg with a contain and hive coming. So Snow on a clock to get out of his base, or at least get out of the left side of the map so he can at least take that 4th base. And that is just endless amounts of Hydras and Lurkers.
Well, I guess he found, he found the weak spot on the left side. Not much of a Lurkers and the Hydras are standing at the left side, but does he have enough Storm?
He loses a Templar there. I don't see any more Templars behind this. He probably has 1 or 2 sitting at his 3rd base. But yeah, without the Storms, I don't think he can really ever get out of this. He's going to try and send 3 Zealots across the map. I don't know how well that's going to work, but this attempt to get through the left side did not work. And Geumchi, he's now powering into his hive tech.
Well, 180 supply is just pretty much 200 supply of Geumchi's army. And yeah, the Zergling does not have the adrenaline upgrade yet, but those Zerglings can soak up all those gunshot and buy some time and save those lurker contain as much as possible. Now Scourgers are gonna be connecting to those. Okay, one observer, second observer as well.
It's just so painful to watch because the observers are the only way you can have vision, really, other than storming the lurkers if you know where they are. And every single time I see the observer fall, you know that just buys time for GGaemo to set up a bigger contain, limits the amount of time, or limits how many more times Snow has to get outside of his base, because his natural's pretty much gone now.
And we see GGaemo is taking another expansion, and that's a third evolution chamber going up at the natural, so he's trying to get those triple upgrade for those Zergling Hydralisks and an armor upgrade. And that's the one big fight we are right now seeing. Adrenaline upgrade is not done. 0-0 upgrade on the Zergling, but it's just too many.
Yeah, there's just so much Zerg and no storm coming out at all. So this goon attack is going to be pushed back. I heard another observer fall. That's going to be more time for GGaemo to get those critical upgrades kicking in. And Snow, I think he went at the right time because he waited for +2 armor, but it's still just not enough to plow through this endless lurker contain.
This is my first time seeing Snow getting eliminated in round of 24. I mean, he's one of the Protoss players who have been performing so well and showed how strong he was against Bisu. Was it Bisu? Like Snow versus Bisu, like the, what is it? Using the shuttle, unloading the goon against the DT opening. That was really fantastic and a very smart move, but oh, this PBZ is just not working out so well.
Yeah, GGaemo really brought his A game today, and this might be the last stand for Snow. You saw his Nats mined out. He has to get through here. The storms are fantastic, but there's just too much GGaemo. The adrenaline has kicked in. All the goons got caught. All the Templars got caught, and this might be it. Storming his own observers. It's just so much Zerg supply under 100 for Protoss, and Zerg is exploding with 5 bases now.
This is just not looking great for Snow. I guess all of my schoolmate, coach's mate, they didn't make it into round of 16.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they were playing poorly, just GGaemo is really doing well today. He's crushing it.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this. This is perfect.
Yeah, he's one of the Zerg player called like the military Jaedong in Korean scene. So there are 3 different Jaedong. The real Jaedong, I should say 4 Jaedong. The fake Jaedong, real Jaedong, and little Jaedong. Little Jaedong is a killer.
Yeah.
And the military Jaedong is GGaemo. Well, all of them are from Boston Gold except Soma. And yeah, we can see how strong GGaemo is against Protoss. Yeah, I guess the offline record is showing how strong he is. That 100% win rate against the Protoss matchup.
Yeah, and the 17% win rate in Spawnbong versus Snow in particular apparently means nothing, because there's the GG, and GGaemo, he gets a 2-0 versus Snow, and you can see he's super excited. Us actually looking at GGaemo's ASL history, and generally he's a round of 24 player, so I'm sure he's super hyped to finally make it into the round of 16. And Snow is stunned, because when you think about top tier Protoss players, like potentially Protoss players that can not just make it to round of 16, but even win the whole tournament, Snow might be one of the first Protoss players you think of. So it's really shocking to see him eliminated this quickly.
Yeah, it's I guess GGaemo, I guess he was sweating a lot. I guess his stress have gone down a lot, gone down right now. I try to relax a little before the interview. Well, he's an old man. Give him some time.
Is he old? What's old in Korean?
Well,
how old is he actually?
I think he was born in 18. I don't know, somewhere in 80.
It sounded like you're gonna say 89.
Yeah, 80.
That makes me sad.
Well,
because
actually, I'll look up.
I'm 86. So what are you saying? Are you saying that
he
I'm
was
old
born
also?
Well, he was born in 88. He was born in 88, so yeah, he's definitely old.
Oh, it's all downhill for me, man.
Well, I guess. Oh, 88. 88 is a dragon in the Chinese zodiac, so he played really, really well. I guess it fits to his Zerg. We'll be moving into the interview. We have watched all the games of this ASL Season 13, Round of 24, Group D, second player who will be advancing into Round of 16, the Zerg player, that is GGaemo, congratulations, thank you.
10번째 시즌 만에 시즌 13에서 다시 한번 16강에 진출하셨습니다.
And we haven't seen you for a long time, about 10 seasons that you haven't made it into round of 16. No one, or not a lot of people, expected that you will be making it into round of 16 because Royal and Snow are definitely a strong player, and you showed us definitely great game today. And we have seen you. You seem like you needed some time to think before the interview. Oh, he's talking about his age right now. How do you feel? He's saying that he's 35 years old in Korean age, probably 33 if his birthday hasn't passed. So 33 years old, 35 in Korea. So he wasn't sure whether he can make it into round of 16, but he feels excited today. He feels very happy with his place, with his performance today.
게다가 두 번의 준우승을 차지했던 정말 커리어로 치면 정말 강한 상대 장윤철 선수를 두 번 잡아내고.
Oh, so Snow has made it into.
경기를 어떻게 준비하셨을지도 또 궁금해요.
Snow made it into final before, I guess. He's saying something about how great Snow's career is, and you beat Snow there in this round of 24 two times.
그냥 운영하는 식으로 짜왔거든요. 그게 좀 주요하게 잘 보인 것 같아요.
What did you prepare for this round of 24? How did it work out? So he's explaining about his game. He never planned to go for all in. He wanted to pressure Snow as much as possible with his Hydraless pressure and scare him off. And then after he scared Snow off from the Hydraless pressure, he wants to squeeze all those larvae for more of an economic boost. So it worked out well.
상황이 좀 좋다고 생각했는데 그 상대방이 멀텍 거는 거에 좀 져가지고
So GGaemo is also talking about the winners match. He felt really nice when he was doing the mirrorless micro, but he noticed that age cannot lie. He cannot match the multitasking to Royal's multitasking with his dropship play. So he fell off there, not catching up the dropship on time and letting those dropships inside of his base.
새로운 국면을 맞이하지 않을까 하는 생각이 들거든요. 16강에서는 김경모 선수 또 좀
How are you going to show
생기셨어요.
in round of 16 next week?
제목한 거 같고.
And GGaemo is saying he's saying that he's pretty much done with his ASL performance. He thinks because round of 16 a lot of strong players are going to be waiting there, and he's not sure whether he can beat them or whatnot. But he's still excited.
많은 동료들이 기뻐하실 것 같습니다.
A lot of fans, your old school teammate, probably happy that you made it into round of 16. Any last word?
팬들이 굉장히 기뻐하고 계십니다. 한 말씀 남겨주셔야 할 것 같아요.
Oh, that wasn't a word for his fan, but he was saying
거기에 응원을 정말 많이 해주시거든요.
he will try his best in the round of 16. And any last word? His fans on his live stream video, a lot of fans are always cheering him up, supporting him in many ways. He's also saying thanks to Brittany. Thank you to his practice partner, and thank you for everyone. Thanks to everyone. And thank you for the interview.
오늘의 두 번째 16강 진출자 김경모 선수와 함께했습니다.
And now we're all done with the interview. We are going to be looking at this round of 24 Group D result.
Yep, rundown is GGaemo taking down Snow on Eclipse, then Royal taking down Geumchi in a wild back and forth game. Royal taking down GGaemo to seal his spot in the round of 16, then Snow taking down Geumchi, and then GGaemo again taking down Snow to eliminate one of the best Protoss players, and finally GGaemo makes it into the round of 16, and that brings our racial balance to a little bit more even. We've still got 5 Protoss players, just 3 Terrans and 4 Zergs, but with Snow gone, all of a sudden the remaining Protoss players aren't that strong, and we may actually see Terran or Zerg end up having the most representatives in the round of 16. But as far as tomorrow's group, it's going to be Group E, and we're going to have Soma, Ruin, JYJ, and Sock.
Right.
What are you thinking about that group tomorrow?
Well, I would like to see more Terran players qualifying, not qualifying, making it into round of 16, because it's deadly sad, like looking at this race distribution. Only 3 Terran players, Rush, Light, Royal only. And yeah, it's also, we have to point out, Soma, one of the top Zerg player on this ASL era, or Africa era. And yeah, Ruin is also one of the upcoming player, playing really, really well. I wonder how well he's going to be performing tomorrow.
Yeah, in ASTL, I already talked about Royal getting an all kill, but in the series before that series, I think Ruin had like a 3 kill. So
Yes.
he's been playing very well lately. And the matchup that I want to see is actually JYJ versus Sock, because as I've stated before, I don't know what it is about Sock, but every time I watch him TVT, he's absolutely monstrous. And I'm not too sure about his TVC or TVP, but TVT in particular, this game versus JYJ should be fantastic. And I think you played Sock when you played ASL, right?
Yeah, I did. He's one of the
Yes.
players who likes to use Wraith a lot, and since the first game is going to be played on Eclipse, Sock, whenever he plays on 2-player map, he always go for fast BC rush. Like how, whenever Protoss is playing against Terran, they go for like a, carrier switch, and making those carrier, and then like try to snowball from there. And Sock just plays like Protoss, making better cruisers and just sit there in an arc.
Well, I know that's hard to break because Terrans have tanks, they have spider mines. We'll see if JYJ can come up for an answer with that. I also like to rush BCs, but whenever I play like good macro Terrans, like whenever I run into someone like Shiny on the ladder, if I don't just outright die in the first 3 minutes or whatever, if I can actually get to a mid game, I always get run over. Like he just has so many units all over the place, and I can never actually build up my BC count. So tomorrow I'll be looking for some tips if he does go for the split map BC style. What are your thoughts on Soma versus Ruin? Of course, Soma is going to be fan favorite here, but Ruin, you think he's got a shot versus Soma?
Well, Eclipse is one of the map that is definitely favored towards to Protoss, since the rush distance is kind of far, and if Ruin doesn't fall into those type of a game scenario where Geumchi is like doing the lurker content, if he doesn't fall into those type of game scenario and taking the 3rd expansion on time, I think Ruin will play okay and take that 3rd expansion and then slowly like turtle up and just expand it towards to the right, to his the sideway, and then take the 4th nexus. So yeah, I think it will be the game result will be determined whether Soma will be doing the lurker contain, or maybe some type of like a hive rush.
Okay, Hive Rush. Maybe we'll see that. I know that I'm pretty sure that Soma and Sulky are the ones that play like completely different ZVP than other players, if I remember correctly. I remember one of my friends saying Sulky in particular played like 2-hatch and then tech generally, but maybe that's changed over the recent months. So hopefully we can get some different playstyle from Soma, since we know that he loves to innovate from the Zerg race. And it looks like casters are telling us that it is time to wrap up. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We've got Group E coming up tomorrow, and then Group F the day after that. So you're going to want to tune in, because there's, again, going to be super epic matchups, and you're going to see our Zerg superstar Soma coming up tomorrow. So we will definitely see you there, hopefully, in the next cast of Group E.